All right, I think I'm live. Hopefully. What did Grace have for breakfast? I don't know. I didn't hear back from her. I reached out to her for comment on the on the breakfast situation, but I didn't hear back from her. Sorry. Whoops. Hold on. I gotta fix my camera. Okay. There we go. Welcome to the stream. What's up, ATF Media, Daninsky, Cody Turbo? After yesterday, any guilt you had about never donating to this channel turned into a feeling of pride? Fair enough. What's up, Parbs? F Wood, Realm Chat. It's me, Jerry. What's up? All right, today we're going to watch, let me see. Let me look at my thing so I can tell you when these are from. I got the earliest ones I could find that were complete episodes. We've got August 21st, 1978. November 11th, 1978, and February 17th, 1979 today. I will continue to show them complete episodes in as, I'll fill in as I can, but I think until we get to the early 80s, we're probably not going to have, a lot of episodes from them. But those are the three we're going to watch today. I will be back in the afternoon for Boit Watch Live. We get rid of the competitiveness of Boit Madness for a minute and just enjoy the Boit. Anything else? Monday, of course, we'll be back for McHenry. We won't get to see it for another 6 or 7 years probably, but he's at Disney World having a great time. So, I think that's it. I think that's all the news. The Heathen is still going. He recorded himself at a city council meeting recently, which is, I love that. That's amazing. Going to be amazing content. What else did I do? I posted Matt, Stalker Matt, legendary chatter Stalker Matt. He did a Rumble stream of cooking bacon and eggs that was not on his YouTube. And he was watching Dorunda, so I archived that. And I think that's about it, really. I think that's all I got going on right now. Yeah, wrestling-wise, XPW will be back. I think everybody had a good time with that, so we'll keep that around. Well, I don't know. We keep stuff around even if people don't have a good time with it, so I guess that's not really saying much. But in any case, let's get going. This was, again, what did I say? Hold on, what did I say? August 21st, 1978, November 11th, 1978, and so late 78. Late summer 78 into early winter 79 is what we're watching today. So here we go. And for those of you who've been missing Lance Russell, he's of course back in this era. I think the very first wrestling content we ever did was the Kaufman run, if I remember right. I think that's where we met Eddie, the guy from Memphis. Yeah, I think that was probably it. And then Mid-South got squashed, so we went to, we started doing the Memphis shows. I didn't even bring a drink in here. My audio seemed to cut in about halfway through my introductory rant. That could be the case. Are you saying because there was silence at the beginning with the thing, or did it actually sound like I was coming in halfway?
Wrestling action, which tonight will include 4-team title match.
Needless to say, I got the best quality that I could. There aren't a lot of these. This guy looks like he's from the Boit. There aren't a lot of these available, so I did the best I could.
Greg Gagne and Jim Brunzell will defend against Lane and Boyer, and then a World Heavyweight Championship match. Win the World Heavyweight Champion Nick
Well, it depends. I think I've explained this before, but I can't live stream Mid-South. I could upload episodes of Mid-South, and then I could premiere them, and we could chat together in the chat, but I can't stream them. I can't be on camera for them. Does that make sense? I know that it doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things, but like WWE for some reason will let you premiere them and show them, and then they'll copyright claim them. But the thing is, you have to watch commercials during that live stream because it'll already be copyrighted. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So you can't stream them, but you can premiere them. That's how ZXV shows like movies and TV shows and shit.
Bockwinkel puts it upon the line against one of the tough challengers in the country, and that is Jerry the King Lawler. We've got lots of other wrestling action, and we're going to join that action in the ring.
I did not hotshot the territory, and if we're being completely honest, I am doing this is the opposite of hotshotting the territory by far.
Do we take time out for this?
Cut in halfway, finishing my news. I'm sorry. What's up, Hugh Scanlon? I don't know, it really wasn't any real news anyway, I don't think. What's happening here? Oh, here we go.
We're about 2 minutes in, a little better than 2 minutes into action. In an 8-man tag match with an
Greg Gagne and, what was the name of that team? The High Flyers and Brunzell?
incredible array of talent in the ring. On one side of the ring, if you can imagine this, from New York City, the Valiant brothers, Luscious Johnny and Handsome Jimmy, and two big French Canadians, Jean-Louis, and that is Joe LeDuc. LeDuc over to the corner makes a tag on Handsome Jimmy. Their opponents waiting in the ring, and starting with him, the first of the four, will be Tommy Gilbert.
This is the first episode is August 78, then it's I think November 78, and then February 79 are the 3 episodes today.
Who tags right now Billy Superstar Dundee. And the Superstar in and rapping on Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Wayne Ferris, a youngster from Memphis, Tennessee. And then finally on that side of the ring, the WWA World Heavyweight Champion, Dick the Bruiser, the most feared name in wrestling, rounds it out. Ferris, the Bruiser, Dundee, and Gilbert.
Oh, did you hear that? Ferris? Is that Wayne Ferris, the honky-tonk man? What's up? What's up, Jeremy? You like these 2 fat guys in blue trunks, Daninsky? Of course.
Against LeDuc, Louis, and the 2...
This is the version of Jimmy Valiant that they put out in the Jack's Pacific line when they gave him a figure. He had this hairstyle, and then he had just like the basic trunks.
Valiants in the ring now. Handsome Jimmy, Billy Dundee. A tag went to Jean-Louis.
Jean-Louis.
Dundee really wanted Jimmy, but he had no success in keeping him in there. Dundee whipped into the ropes. Big backdrop. And a count of 2. Dundee almost put out of there by Jean-Louis. Dick the Bruiser comes in to straighten him up. And Dundee back on his feet with a body slam. Look at Louis fire Dundee off of there.
I clicked on I know ATF Media will be happy about this, but I clicked on a Thorpe stream, and it said that they were talking to Protestant hoes, and it was just Ben talking to other men.
We're past the 4-minute mark in this one fall 30-minute time limit bout.
Cody would just book all the e-girls he simps for to the top.
Big Joe LeDuc in with Dundee. He picks Billy straight up in the air. Just drops him down right in the middle of the ring. He had him suspended by his leg and his throat. Big leg drop. Another. And he misses. There's a tag on Tommy Gilbert. LeDuc tags Luscious Johnny Valiant, making his first appearance.
Femoid booking.
Johnny and Jimmy. In the background, you see Dick the Bruiser and Jean-Louis.
Hey, come on, ref.
And the action inside the ring holds up. As Dundee comes around and wraps Louis up. Well, I'll tell you, you got to be quick and alert. Johnny Valiant with Tommy Gilbert. Johnny hammers him into the turnbuckle.
You took 3 showers after watching what yesterday?
Foot to the midsection. We're coming up on...
I mean, I don't love the camera angle, but at least we're getting to see the arena matches. I think when we get back to 86, if we decide that we're just going to rewatch 86 through 89 on the way forward, I think we should watch the Memphis tapes instead of the Evansville tapes. I think the Memphis tapes are like half an hour longer per episode.
6-minute mark. This is a one-fall, 30-minute time limit bout.
Aphrodite is not. Yeah, she doesn't. She's a grizzled veteran. Do you remember that video that somebody made a video of her and she made a video detailing why she was going to make their life a living hell?
Gilbert.
An attack on the divine feminine.
With LeDuc in there. Down in the center of the ring. LeDuc with that big leg drop. Johnny Valiant.
Hey, La Cosa Nostra. Yeah, I think a lot of them did, and then the one son cashed in on all of it. Was it yesterday when Ben and Lalo and Grace smoked on the corner and spoke of nothing? Yes, that's one of the greatest Lalo clips. What an incredible struggle session. And that's only like half the struggle session. But I feel like Paro he's on such a roll, it was hard to deny him here. I will say that whatever happened, Lalo back in action now, supposedly going to fight OPC Don, but who knows how that'll go.
There's a tag on Brother Jimmy.
Not the direction I would have gone, but I understand. We got to keep Damius happy.
Across the ring, makes a tag on Dundee.
I think that shows, it's just you need to see more Thorpe content if you don't know why that was a Lalo segment, not a Ben segment. I agree, Ben was great in it, but it was a Lalo segment. He drove the scene.
Billy, he been looking for Jimmy. Billy takes luscious Johnny. Whoa, they got a ring.
Be serious, Delinsky.
Referee says ring the bell.
Pandemonium broken loose. Where's Wayne Ferris?
Whoa, Wayne Ferris suspended by Joe LeDuc.
This is awesome, man. We got Honky Tonk Man, Joe LeDuc, the Boogie Woogie Man, Dick the Bruiser, Lawler, Dundee. Savvy Guy got a good run in the tournament, and ultimately, how you going to expect good things to happen to somebody who's only experienced pain and suffering? Even by Savvy's logic, it doesn't make sense for him to go over the literal queen, the goddess of love, the goddess of the feminine divine.
Jean-Louis and Tommy Gilbert. There's luscious Johnny and Dundee. It's going to be a no contest. The referee is going to stop it, and well, he should. The Bruiser.
Pure as the... Have you ever seen that on the one where Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son, he starts to suspect that his wife had a boyfriend before they met? And I can't remember who says it to him, but somebody from his past is like, oh no, Elizabeth was as pure as the driven snow. And Fred goes, yeah, but who's doing the driving?
Angle it off with Joe LeDuc.
I understand you. I like Savvy Guy too, but just wasn't his time.
Look at these two guys. Here come the Valiants and Dundee.
Oh, he banned you?
Seconds, and the official action is going to stop. The referee.
Well, and I mean, just being honest, again, only one person's going to win. We're down to all heavy hitters. Every matchup is going to piss off probably half the people.
No contest. Neither team comes out victorious. And I guess you couldn't have expected anything more than a no contest when you had the Valiants, Leduc, and Louis on one side against...
I wish we could watch those on here. We can't on Twitch. Why can't YouTube get on the right path here?
Harris, Gilbert, Dundee...
Oh, I forgot. Maybe that's why they make hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and Twitch is losing money.
Dick the Bruiser. We're going to be back.
Oh, he's got moderators? That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that.
With more wrestling action, we'll be picking up the great Verne.
I did not move Aphrodite along because she interacted with me. I don't know how to break it to you, Cody, but like 90% of the people in this thing interact with me. Lala was in the chat. Paro was in the chat. Aphrodite was in the chat. Everybody except Savvy Guy was in there yesterday. Like, is that why Lalo didn't lose? Because Paro interacts with me.
Gagne, former world heavyweight champion, going against Eddie Sullivan right after we...
I'm a reporter. I'm going to
take time out for this.
Interact with these people in some way. It's a work. Well, I think I take it as a compliment because I really didn't think anybody would care about Boy Madness or like they would care at the beginning and then just like give up on it. So I'm pretty happy. It seems like people are at least mildly invested in it.
Sevens Championship Wrestling.
Oh my God. Look at this wood paneling. Look at the clothes, the hair. Oh my God.
Just a moment. We're going to be back to Channel 7's Championship Wrestling coming up in just a moment. Our guest today, and we're going to get to him, and delighted to have him with us, Billy Superstar Dundee. I do want to take the opportunity to tell you wrestling fans around Jackson that we've had so many questions about when are you going to come back into the Jackson Coliseum and come with professional wrestling.
Oh, hey, sad boy.
Again in Jackson.
Oh, you can't hear me. Sorry.
We'll be making the announcements about it, and
I'll
Billy,
wave
I just
to
got to
him.
say that we miss a lot of the good fans up there, and also we've had tremendous reception in areas like Greenfield and Humboldt and Huntington and different places like that. Good fans.
Yes, fans, well, they're basically Jackson folks that live all around Jackson. I'm looking forward to going back there because every time I go, they're awful nice to me. You know, their appreciation. That's all you can ask for them, basically.
Hey, we were talking just a little bit earlier before we got into the interview here about various types of wrestling, and I asked Bill.
Yeah, this is maybe just a different. It's definitely a different vibe.
You know, what was he considered to be the most dangerous wrestling match, and he had said that the Battle Royal.
I forget though. This is still like what 7 years before we first. Than our earliest Memphis stuff that we've watched on here.
A couple of guys tell me exactly that the Battle Royal is, and Bill verified it. And I got thinking about it. I was just getting into the fact that you have signed your name for this big Labor Day 50-man Battle Royal over at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Oh my God, remember that? Have you guys ever heard Cornette talk about the 50-man ring? Somebody asked him one time if they had ever actually specially reinforced a ring for the match. And I don't remember what Cornette said they did for this, but they did something for it. But I can't remember what it was for the 50-man Battle Royal.
In Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, that's when you get a 10-man or a 15-man Battle Royal, they're dangerous enough. But when you get 50 guys in the ring all at the one time, anything can happen. Because let's face it, there's somebody in that ring that does.
All those drug addicts get junkie privilege in Fusion Studios. Oh my God.
doesn't like you. And when you're watching 49 other guys, he sneaks up behind you and puts your lights out. So that's one of the reasons that it's real dangerous. And then, well, just 50 guys.
You think
all at
Grace
one
is
time,
malnourished,
like,
VP?
I can't wait to see that son of a gun. I can't imagine. I understand it is the world's largest wrestling ring, and that the son of a gun
world's
is just
largest
tremendous.
wrestling ring.
I can't imagine what it must. Well, you can figure to hold 50 guys. What's it got to be?
Well, I've seen it, Lance. It looks like a field out there before posts, and it really does. But when you get guys like John Louis, Joe LeDuc, Jerry Lawler, Bo
Oh my
Rizzo,
God,
look up
ATF
at the size of
Media.
them guys.
I meant to tell you, bro. Yesterday in the VP stream, she ripped ass, and then it got a huge pop from the viewers. They really appreciated it.
The smallest guy in it, and from there on, they just keep going bigger and bigger. So you need a big ring to hold all the weight. The weight must be around 5-6 tons. It's in the ring easy.
I was interested in the comment. I said you don't like battle royals, but you sign your name on the contract, and I was curious
VP,
as to
I don't know.
why.
I mean, VP is not undernourished. Aphrodite is a medical professional. Jedi Joy is an Air Force veteran. Bethadone is a Krav Maga expert.
Said, well, usually
These
there's
are just
one
athletic
payday, and
people.
Boy, if
Well,
you
not
make
VP.
it, you made yourself a whole month right there.
That's right, Lance. And the reason I signed for this one, because when it's a 50-man battle royal,
The battle, I think the battle royal would be terrible for like the first, I don't know. I hate it in a battle royal when they do it, but you kind of have to when like a third or a quarter of the people get thrown out at the beginning just to make room.
50-man payday, but only one man gets it. And I hope this little squirt.
See, and I always loved battle royals growing up, and then now that I listen to the podcast, they were like some of the least favorite matches for people.
You know, it's a kind of a situation where you are also...
I just really love the idea that you could see people against each other that you otherwise never would. I always go back to Hogan versus Coco Beware, like my favorite wrestler versus like, you know, my favorite, like, you know, top guy wrestler, and then Hogan healing him and like scratching his back.
participating in history too, because here is the first 50-man battle royal in history, and an incredible thing that's going to be taking place over in the Mid-South Coliseum. I hope you won't run away, because we still have some conversation we'd like to carry on with you about wrestling, and ask some questions that the fans ask us about you. And if you can stick around, we'll be back and talk a little bit later. Okay? I want to invite you to stick around. We not only have some great wrestling action coming up, but in addition to that, we'll be talking to Bill Dundee. Right now, back to wrestling.
I also like how there's these claims of biases when literally, how many of my favorites went out like almost immediately? McHenry lost immediately. Another one of my favorites, the Powdered Dusty. I saw Dusty as coping too, trying to back up Grid 1, attacking Speakeasy. Slothy Heads went out in the first round. The Tan Man went out in the first round. Flexum, Kinetic Kell, Tatum Lorabelle, my God. John Sluga, Angela Aquera. All my favorites are getting eliminated. Most of them have been eliminated.
Really great champions of all time facing the camera right at this time. And on the left, we are looking at the legendary Verne Gagne.
He showed a match between a younger Orndorff. Yeah, I think I've seen that match, but I couldn't find the full episode for it. But I know which match you're talking about.
Eddie Sullivan is his opponent. Sullivan.
If it's the same one you saw, if you remember, was there like an orange color, like on the walls or somewhere in that match? I feel like there was like a really bright color somewhere in the decor.
With a big weight advantage. Sullivan comes in at 246. He looks like he weighs a little more than that.
Grace is my favorite all-time YouTuber, but we don't really show much of her stuff on here. We just watch her greatest hits.
From Phoenix, Arizona, Verne Gagne, 231, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Here's a man, as an amateur, not only a great wrestler, but a great football player at the University of Minnesota. He was twice the NCAA champion. He held the AAU championship.
This is kind of interesting, Verne Gagne.
Represented the United States in the Olympics. And professionally in 1959, he won the World Heavyweight Championship, which he held for quite some time. Verne Gagne on the right, Eddie Sullivan on the left. Referee Jerry Calhoun calls for a break. Sullivan going after it. Sullivan standing side headlock.
I hope Daninsky's in here so that I can reference that when we do commentary for Heroes of Wrestling 2. I can be like, hey, remember that time we saw Verne? remember when we called Verne? Is it the same Sato or Sato that was in
nice reversal to a top wrist lock by Verne
Memphis
Gagne.
teaming up with like Goto and
Your
shit
referee
like
is
that?
Jerry Calhoun.
A few other guys.
Coming up next.
Let me
Will be the AWA
hold on. First of all, if we're talking about Grace Thorpe, a 6, excuse me. Like, if you want to, this is not the way to get me to stop talking about her. If you're slandering her like this, first of all, it's not barely a B cup. It's a C. It's a trad C cup, and a 6. Come on, come on.
A World Tag Championship.
Somebody say fired up.
And around behind, nice move, a step around by Verne Gagne. Hooks into that hammer. Comes up behind on Eddie Sullivan. We're coming up on the 3-minute.
You're lucky it's wrestling day, ATF Meteor. I would bring up that clip of Grace showing her ass on the out on the Shabatoni channel.
Mark in this one fall 45-minute time limit bout. Woo, and Gagne pouring a smoke to Sullivan's arm. He's got it hammered. And he puts Sullivan down on one knee. Wrist lock. Man, look at Gagne move in behind him on it. He stepped around and
Same
put
gut
that
as Verne
steam on
Gagne.
him.
Wow.
Eddie
Mods,
Sullivan
ban anyone talking bad about Grace
taking it
Thorpe.
right down to the mat, face first. Gagne hooks that right arm, pries it up.
I mean, I don't mind it at all. It's definitely a change of pace from what we usually see on here. We honestly, since we watch the TV shows, we hardly ever get to see any like quality matches. AWF, I guess, had a couple.
Almost in a surfboard style. He rolls him over, and Sullivan gets the left shoulder up just before the 2 count. 2, and once again, Sullivan comes up with the left shoulder. Count of 1, 2, and for a 3rd time, Sullivan shakes the count as Verne Gagne coming close to getting a pin. Rolling Gagne over, and Verne himself
I think that's the
rolls up
same guy,
with the left
KP.
shoulder off. As
Isn't
Sullivan
it?
appeared to have had his trunks
As the
he
tag
came
team
by.
guy.
Eddie Sullivan shaking his finger at Verne, who went underneath and was going to step around behind. Sullivan sidestepped him.
I think it's unfair to say, oh, the winner's going to be an e-girl. Well, that could be true because a lot of the competitors in it are an e-girl. That's like saying like a vlogger could win. Yeah, of course. Like,
Referee checking for a choke.
sounds to me like there's a lot of misogyny in the chat this morning.
Changes it into a top wrist lock for himself. Sullivan hooks him, takes him over and down.
Is it a new
Sullivan,
lighter?
an arm bar
I think I used it yesterday. I could be wrong though.
on Verne. Gagne kicks his way up off the canvas.
You also got to remember, like, if you're gonna have a tournament, right? If you're legitimately gonna have a tournament, you don't want to do it like where you just have a tournament. You know what I mean? Like, you want the tournament to fit into whatever else you're doing at the time. You guys, I think, you're just getting swept up in the moment when we're all in the arena and one of your favorites gets, you know, laid to rest on the battlefield. You got to think big picture. King Ben's gonna win. I mean, he'd be a tough one to take out.
Verne Gagne at the 5-minute mark.
Oh,
He's
wow.
turning that arm the opposite direction it's supposed to bend. Has his knee hooked in at the elbow. It's legal and bends it back. Sullivan goes to the rope with his leg, and that'll call for a break. Former world heavyweight champion Verne Gagne.
I don't know. Ben kind of upset me yesterday. He had Roku City on in the background, which is one of my favorite stream tropes, people that have Roku City on. And then as soon as I mentioned it, he went and turned it off and put on like a lingerie stream.
As we said, in addition to
Ben's got to get through Luke West first anyway.
his football, he was a great amateur wrestler at University of Minnesota. 4 times Verne Gagne was the Big Ten champion, and that's just about batting as good as you can bat. Eddie Sullivan over and down. Gagne once again applying the pressure, bending it back. Down on the wrist, back with a forearm. Eddie Sullivan. Gagne shortens it up. Bars that arm right at the shoulder. Sullivan came up swinging. Whoa, once again. Sullivan loosening him up.
But then again, I also think he typed high mark to me the other day while he was live. Instead of just saying it on the stream, he typed it, which I think is kind of keynote. It's like writing a letter. Just means something when you know it's like handwritten.
Follows right in behind.
No, I didn't see that.
Sullivan really caught him with a right that time, a good one. Follows him into the corner. Eddie Sullivan going after Gagne.
I took the rest of my edibles, and then I was watching the Heathen, who had a crazy live stream. He showed his footage from the Harvey Freebird situation from his perspective, and he claims it's bombshell shit. And I mean, what I saw of it was, I guess, people expressing displeasure over the police being called, and then, but the Heathen. Oh, he did confirm that I was not being named in the lawsuit. And he gave me like the Heathen laugh. He's like, no, Mark Fusion, you ain't in the lawsuit. And then he immediately, when the stream ended, he privated it. Cody Turbo was in there, though, I think. I think he saw quite a bit of it. What's up, Hook Airs? Is that French for like... Oh, you're Who Cares. Okay, I'm sorry. It's that handle thing, sorry.
Out of the ring, off the apron, and down on the concrete floor. Referee talking to Sullivan about using that kind of tactic.
Didn't you used to... I'm not judging or anything, but did you used to come into the chat and tell me that I was a bad person for watching Grace Thorpe?
It's not an automatic disqualification through that second rope.
I saw that.
Sullivan catches him with a knee as he came back up on the apron.
I was thinking the same thing, ATF Media.
Eddie Sullivan trying to enhance his own reputation by getting a big victory over Verne Gagne.
Come on, Verne.
On the apron again, a shoulder to the midsection of Sullivan, and Verne, another shoulder butt. Drop kick, and down goes Sullivan. Puts him into the ropes. Big backdrop. Gagne from behind goes after that sleeper. He's on. Eddie
Oh, he just called me a Grace simp, which I were. Probably still am. True.
Sullivan. Sullivan thrashing around.
I consider myself, I would be more of like a Grace fan, I guess, in that like I give her a lot of attention, but I don't like, you know, that's pretty much it.
Gagne.
I don't try to collab or like send her a bunch of money or anything.
Continues to apply the pressure. And that's it. Gagne in 8 minutes and 47 seconds is going to get his hand raised as Eddie Sullivan, a victim of the sleeper hold from the Minnesota great. So the plans of Sullivan to build on that reputation with a win go awry as Verne Gagne successfully navigates the sleeper hole, and boy, he held him in the center of the ring. Sullivan was thrashing Verne.
Or Gatami.
Getting that circulation back in there.
I don't understand this. I'll never understand it. Why would you give a shit? Why would you care if they ever woke up? You've won the match. Like, why they should have a medical official come out and do this or something.
And Sullivan not quite with us yet. The winner, Verne Gagne.
Yeah, I'm smoking dark rainbow.
We're going to be back with the AWA World Tag Championship match right after we take time out for this.
Plus, if I was biased and I wanted to get my people as far into it as possible, why would I have Beth and Grace against each other this early? It's not even the final four yet.
Tag. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the AWA World Tag Team Championship belts. In the ring, you are looking at Jim Brunzell.
Oh, man,
Brunzell,
jumping Jim. Ooh.
With a hip throw from Mike Boyer. Boyer out of San Diego, California.
Mike Boyer, wow.
Brunzell returns the favor. Brunzell is from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. He and his partner, Greg Gagne,
what's up, Izzy?
won the World Tag belts from Blackjack Lanza.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Big Bad Bobby Duncombe in July the 7th of 1977. Tagging in the ring, you're looking at Greg Gagne.
Oh, boy.
This team best known to the fans in their territory, which is their home territory of Minnesota.
That's pretty much what I do, man. I go to the dispensary, and then I sort cheapest to lowest price to highest, and then I just try to find the best indica strain I can get, like, for the money.
Minnesota, as the High Flyers, a very quick, agile team, but they're going against a couple of guys who, while they don't have the sympathy of the crowd because of the way they shade the rules to their benefit, there are a couple of fellas that can wrestle. Boyer in there with Greg Gagne. On the outside, Nature Boy Frankie Lane. Once again, a tag on Jim Brunzell.
Brunzell still paying Verne 90%.
He's got that spin and lock on that arm of Boyer.
I don't want to grow my own. Oh, it's not legal.
Coming off the ropes, Mike Boyer. Frankie Lane.
If you don't mind, I don't mean profile in like a racial way, but like, are there any like kind of unusual dealers in your area? Like I always think of, there was like a blonde kind of starlet college girl that used to sell weed and other stuff around here, and I always thought that was kind of odd because everybody else was pretty much like a kind of unwashed hippie type individual.
Rushed out by the referee, and Brunzell holds on.
Well, Ben Thorpe told me that when the 1,000 Trails check comes in, he's going to build me a weed, what was it? Oh no, a cannabis plantation, and then build me a studio right in the middle of it. I'm sure it would be fun. I just really don't want to have... Oh, an Amish dealer, true, yeah. I don't know of any... Well, I don't know any, like, direct connects that do weed, but I know quite a few Amish people who do, like, the CBD and stuff, and, like, the... I don't know, what do you call... The, like, shit you buy at the gas station, that kind of stuff. I just don't want to... Like, I do agree that growing would be kind of fun, but, like, I don't trust myself to do it right, and I really just want to get high. Like, I'm not really... I just want to get high. And it would be such a bummer if I did it the whole time and it turned out, like, really weak, or I fucked it up somehow.
Greg Gagne with the tag. Got that hammer on Mike Boyer. There's a tag. Nature Boy Frankie Lane comes in. Whoa. So how are ya? Boy, Lane, couple of forearms. He takes Gagne straight over and down one. And Gagne shakes him with a good kick.
I bet I could get, well, I don't know, now I've outed her as a drug dealer. I don't know if she would come on the stream or not, but probably if I hadn't discussed that, she might have been willing to come on. She might have been willing to be on an IRL video.
Frankie kicks his way back up on his feet, goes after
We got
a double
along pretty
leg
well.
dive, is missed. He's nailed hard by Gagne. And Nature Boy takes a second thought of this. Brunzell down the ropes, as is Boyer. We're about to have all four of them go at it. He got Gagne's temper up. There's a tag on Mike Boyer.
We do have a new series starting soon, but it's not like a new video series. It's just going to be a new deep dive series. Greg Gagne sucks too, absolutely. Power Town fraud, Greg Gagne.
Tag.
Oh, take that shit.
Jim Brunzell tags Greg Gagne again, and Boyer in with Gagne. World Tag Championship match, one fall, 60 minutes scheduled bout. Gagne, another tag on Jim Brunzell.
I'm no longer a trustworthy kid. Get over it. Just wait. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Pushing off the turnbuckle. Mares Boyer right over and down as he holds on to him tight.
I would agree with that, F. Wood, because I feel like the people who are making like big bank off of it are probably either using a third party and they're just bringing those, like, you know, what do they call it when you suck all the like vacuum packed weed. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten that before, but like that's like middleman weed. But like someone who doesn't have a lot of money and is maybe just doing it as like a side hustle off their hobby or whatever, they're the people who like really take the time to grow everything like just perfect and have like a big elaborate thing to tell you when you buy it and shit like that. Like they give a shit about the product.
Kicks Lane's hand away, and Lane comes in after him. Brunzell, a back flip on him.
How can I sell out to my literal employers? I work for Fusion. Fusion Studios, Palo Alto is like Craig Fingerling is in a management position, but he answers to the suits in Palo Alto. Everybody answers to the suits in Palo Alto. It's just the way it is.
Look at here, beautiful. Oh, Jim Brunzell, flying head scissors.
I told Beth straight up, I said, McHenry's out, Kell is out, Flexum is out, Tatum is out. Like, I can't protect anybody in this.
And he rolled.
Look at that lady.
Mike Boyer right straight over at the same time. That one the crowd really appreciated. Great move by Jim Brunzell.
And I found too that he liked that dealer liked the fact that I was so like ritualistic about weed. I like to take pictures of it. I think I've talked about it before, but I used to have a attachment for my phone that would turn into like a microscope so that I could like zoom in on like the weed particles. But he really liked that, and plus like I would give him detailed feedback and he liked that too. So like if you can get that kind of a relationship, then they'll start to be like, "Oh, I got this. I'm working on this new thing or whatever." And they're always going to they're always going to give you a heavy bag because you're an appreciative customer. I miss that guy, man.
Lane and Boyer flipped into the ring. Double whip, backdrop. Drop kick, one into the other. And now you see why they call them the high flyers. Greg Gagne outside the ropes, Jim Brunzell inside. That's Gagne.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about weed unless I'm smoking it.
Now waiting for Lane and Boyer to get back in the ring.
I'll be right back.
Actually, it's Boyer who's the legal man in. There's a tag on Nature Boy Frankie Lane, who was a little reluctant to accept the tag. At the 9-minute mark, Jim Brunzell, Frankie Lane, that's Lane on top as Brunzell goes down and Lane comes up behind. Nice move by Brunzell, takes Lane over the shoulder. Jim, who was shaken up hard by Mike Boyer, he nailed him right on the throat, and you see Lane walked on him as he walked out.
So do you think we'll see, like as we watch forward into the 80s, we'll start to see maybe like a turn from when the focus went so much like away from in-ring action on the TV show versus like storylines and promos?
And that put Jim in the
because I don't think we've seen this much wrestling in a single episode of Memphis ever.
And stinging forearm. That's Boyer taking a shot to the midsection.
I like going to buying in like smaller quantities or smaller weights. That way, like I can continually like rotate strains as well. I don't want to have to take any tolerance
did not
breaks.
see the tag, and he's telling Gagne to get out. While Gagne's partner, Jim Brunzell, taking some punishment across the way. Look at Lane. Nails him with a forearm, ducks underneath. Lane grabs him right at the last minute, and Brunzell kicks loose. Tag on Greg Gagne. Lane into the turnbuckle and down, and Boyer nailed by Greg Gagne. Brunzell hammers him.
Fartner.
Yeah, the whip. They doubled
And
it
that's
up,
a
and Lane
third
and
bump he
Boyer
took
are
like that.
down.
Oh, man. They got a strain at the dispensary right now I want to try called
Gagne,
Black
missing the knee
Inferno.
drop. He was really going after Lane, and Frankie rolled out of the way. Lane with him on the shoulder. Takes him to the corner, tags
this is
Boyer.
it.
Pulls him back out. Drops him down on Boyer's knee. Lane and Boyer, as we said, determined. Oh, man, they're a tough team. Backdrop, and Greg Gagne is down. Tag. Again, this time it's Boyer with a backdrop, a cover, 1, 2. Very close to
Disco
that world
Inferno.
title. Jim Brunzell really getting steamed up over here. He's trying to get his partner.
If it was like $20 an ounce here, like I just
Loose. Gagne slipped out of the way, and Lane and Boyer end up with each other. Drop kick. Lane held on. Gagne didn't unload because he was too close. His knee hurt Lane, but he also shook himself up. Gagne whipped in, and Frankie Lane driving into that turnbuckle with his knee. Tag on Brunzell. Jim, single leg dive and levers him.
single leg diving. Oh, that was kind of
Gagne
nice.
going after that leg again. There's a
Did he
tag.
say Esau?
Gagne going after that
Oh,
leg
I
again.
don't know why I
There's a
heard
tag.
Esau. Am I losing it?
He snaps Lane's leg off. Brunzell comes right in. Another tag. Brunzell with that leg in the air. Ooh, and look at Gagne. Boy, he flew off those ropes. Giving Lane and Boyer a little of their own stuff. Hooked him in. That figure 4 clutch.
Yeah, I mean you'd have to do multiple. You'd have to go in multiple times. Well, depending on how far away you are, but like either take multiple people with you and then do multiple dispensaries. But if you had enough money, it would definitely be worth it.
And it's going to be it, a submission.
The dream, though, is like somebody you know happens to just be there. You know what I mean? And that way you don't have to do any of the work. That's what I prefer. That's why I'm a commentary streamer.
13 minutes, 18 seconds. 13-18. And a submission as Brunzell really wrapped him up with his leg lock.
Dude, Illinois, you can't even, it's fucking 500 milligrams of edibles is all you can buy in one visit. I think that's so ridiculous.
Boyer right back into the middle of the lion's den. And Gagne and Brunzell obliging. The winners, Greg Gagne. We're going to be back with the World Heavyweight Championship in just a moment.
Just a moment. We got some final
Oh, wow.
We got some final conversation coming up for you on Championship Wrestling, and we're going to be back to it in just a moment. We were
It's
talking
ridiculous.
earlier, and I hope you were able to join us for that one too.
Like, to me, when I think of an edible, I immediately think 1,000 milligrams, like a candy bar or something like that. The 500 is ridiculous.
with Bill Superstar Dundee, and we're talking to Billy about this big 50-man battle royal that's going to take place Monday night in Memphis in the Coliseum, and he was sharing some thoughts about you always got to be looking around behind your back because there's going to be somebody ready to take off on you, right?
That's right, Lance. And the amazing thing about Battle Royal, it doesn't have to be the best wrestler that can win it. You know, if you put it on odds, who would win it? You think, well,
Good
a guy
point.
like Joe LeDuc or Jean-Louis, because they're the biggest. But it doesn't work that way in a Battle Royal, because usually guys that go in and try to get rid of what they consider the best wrestlers first, so that can anybody
And
can.
2 or 3 guys
That's
can
right,
team
and
up
that's what
on
they
one
do.
guy.
And that's, I think, what makes them more dangerous, you know, that type match.
We've been joined by Mr. Jarrett of Jarrett Welch Wrestling.
wow,
It
look
was
at
his
this.
brainchild that came up
Is this Jeffrey Dahmer?
with this 50-man Jerry, and I got to ask you, what in the world possessed you to come up with a 50-man battle royal?
Well, Lance, in America, it's always bigger and better, and
That's what
you
Paro
have to
says.
keep thinking, and a thing that I thought of, I was watching
on a
a
second.
late
Let's see
night
when-
movie, and it was about the Romans and the fighting in the Colosseum, and they must have had 150 men in there, seeing who was the best warrior of them all. And I thought, well, that's a clever idea, and I'd really like to see it. You see, a battle royal is dangerous just from the fact that there's 18 or 20 men.
Okay, so Jerry Jarrett took over Memphis in February of 1977 when he broke away from Nick Goulas, and he formed the Continental Wrestling Association. So we are in August of 78 here. So the company's been around for about a year and a half, although obviously wrestling in Memphis was longer than that. But as far as like Jarrett being in charge and owning it and having CWA, this is like a year and a half into the promotion.
And
I was just kind of
it
curious
really
about
takes
that.
a lot of thinking to keep in there to the last bunch, and then after you've made it to the last 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 people, then it's pretty much of a brawn thing and who's the best. In a 50-man battle royal, I can't imagine what my strategy would be from the word go.
Free gummies to go home.
I would think that it would be just like, yeah, if I could hide. But I think it would be pretty much like the Romans that fought in the Colosseum. It would be a thing that luck had to be on your side, and you'd have to be tough and clever.
I mean, it would be nice to have to have those low prices, but at the same time, like, mentally for me, like, because it's cheaper now than it's ever been in my lifetime, as far as I can remember, of being able to buy like weed. So I don't really mind too much.
I think it might be the ultimate test.
Plus, I like that I could go and get like just on a whim, get like a birthday cake, Rice Krispie treat, like candy bar. Whereas in the old days, if the person even made edibles, they'd be like some shit their wife made in the kitchen.
In wrestling, if there is such a thing.
You know what occurred to me? With that many guys in the ring, there is a very good possibility a guy doesn't have time to worry about who he's putting out. He may be grabbing a friend of his.
The eventual ones for World War III, I think, were 60. 3 rings, 60 guys. But that was 20 years 15, 20 years later.
And bam, have to put him out because he must stay busy. He must look out for himself with that kind of.
Well, I think that one of the critical things that'll be in the Royal is staying on your feet. It's going to be like being on the ground in a stampede. We figured it up, and 50 wrestlers, at the average weight of wrestlers, it's going to be something like 5.5 tons, and that alone is a lot of.
Scary. I'm waiting to see this ring that you had built for this too. It's going to be something else, and I know that.
I wonder. See, when I heard Cornette talk about it, he talked about it being 2 rings or something. But maybe it's the most people in a single ring battle royal.
You want to invite all the wrestling fans around Jackson to come on over to the company.
Yeah, we sure do. We think that it's going to be we know it's going to be the most monumental event that ever.
I agree. Like, there was talk about somebody that should have a YouTube channel. My God, but there's no. I think we had a bad split. But I knew somebody used to make these amazing cupcakes. They were just like. They were good enough to buy just as a cupcake, but then she would put I think each one was supposed to have 80 to 100-ish in there. And when they were good, they were really good, but it was really kind of inconsistent on how much of a dose you would actually get. But she was a really interesting person. I think I have videos of us. She used to get these jank homemade vapes from somebody, and she didn't even know what were in them. We used to go to the store and like smoke these like weird homemade vapes that she had, and I thought at some points I had like literally permanently damaged my brain from them. And I started getting into a huge fight with people at a vape store one time.
Take place in the wrestling.
Thank you, Jerry Jarrett.
And an off and running, a world chip match. You are looking
A world ship match.
at Nick Bockwinkel, the world heavyweight champion. Chip match.
Take place in the wrestling.
Thank you, Jerry Jarrett.
And an off and running, a world chip match. You are looking at Nick Bockwinkel, the world heavyweight champion. January 1975. He won this world heavyweight championship in St. Paul, Minnesota, from the legendary Verne Gagne.
Nick Bockwinkel, baby.
He has been most successful in his
Oh,
attempt.
look,
You're
Bobby
looking at the
Heenan.
right, his manager, who was voted the last 4 years the manager of the year in the AWA, pretty boy Bobby Heenan. I think he'll be prominent from the way he's starting out. He's telling the ref.
That girl was great, though. She had, like, Tony Yo-Man energy. I think they might have been non-binary, to be honest. I can't remember for sure. But in any case, like, if somebody looked at him, like, at a stoplight for too long or something, like, they'd roll the window down and scream at him, and scream at people in the middle of the store.
Referee that Lawler was pulling the hair.
Butt stinkle.
Jerry the King Lawler, most familiar to the championship wrestling fans. Once again, pretty boy Bobby Heenan raises the cry of hair, hair. Lawler just shakes his head.
Wow. Okay, so for ATF media who shits on having the chair out there, how do you feel now? How do you feel seeing someone being able to sit comfortably at ringside and not have to pace back and forth, putting all that wear and tear on their mind and body? Really think about these things, ATF.
To the center of the ring, tied up. Hip toss by Bockwinkel. Lawler down. Round of applause was coming from Bobby Heenan.
Now listen.
Bockwinkel's
Now
met.
listen, it's not just to function as the stairs. It's also for the managers to sit in.
Manager, he's about the only one that was applauding. Lawler was kind of looking at him. He was surprised when he slipped him and set himself and got that hip toss on him. Center of the ring.
I was in the passenger seat, but I was not wearing a Choose Death shirt. I probably wore like this. I was big on the like tropical clothes and like shorts and. But yeah, I was in the passenger seat, and then my non-binary associate was getting in confrontations, yes. And then one time she went into a vape store, and I didn't know what was going on, and then I heard this big ruckus. And again, we were smoking this, like, I don't even know what we were vaping. It was just some weird homemade vape she had. She had different, every time I saw her, she had a different one. But I heard ruckus going on, and she came out, and I was like, okay, now we're leaving. And she's like, I'll be right back. And I thought maybe she had to clean up put a body in the freezer or something. I didn't know what was going on. And I never found out, but there was a big ruckus going on in there, but I wasn't about to go in.
Lawler ties up. And arm drag over and down.
Yeah, I don't understand the hate for the chair. I think it's endearing.
Bockwinkel appeared to be saying, are you giving it up? You want to raise my hand? Referee Jerry Calhoun looked at Lawler. He knows Lawler well enough to know, too. Heenan with a towel, and Bockwinkel was rubbing his hands off on it.
But the
And
cupcakes,
Lawler
oh my God, they were so good, and they were like so... They looked great.
shows him he's not the only one that knows about hip tosses and arm drags and body slams. Outside of the ring, Bockwinkel goes. Lawler being rushed back as the referee says, come on, come on, come on, get in the ring. Bockwinkel with a word to say to the referee.
Maybe one day the worker at the liquor store will want to do content. Maybe we'll get a liquor store tour.
Tie it up. Top wrist lock from Bockwinkel on Lawler.
So two promos. What was it? 3 pretty long. Well, no, we got a battle royal, right? Or no, that was like that big melee in the first match. So like 4 matches maybe and 2 promos.
Plants himself, takes him over and down. Now Bockwinkel wants to fight him. He can't.
That girl too, she was living in like a fixer-upper trailer, so she was like doing like a lot of maintenance stuff, and her boyfriend looked like the guy that tried to kill Trump.
Came to the right place.
What was that guy's name? I can't remember his
King
name.
will oblige him.
Crooks was the guy's name, right? The would-be assassin.
Mayer into a head scissors by Lawler. Back to their feet. Lawler's right on top of him. Pretty boy Bobby Heenan, who just sat down as the referee, Jerry Calhoun, was listening to him holler, hair, hair, and the referee knew he didn't pull hair. Said, let me do the refereeing, and Heenan said,
Pat C.
I'm just trying to help you, ref. Obliging gentleman.
But the guy looked like that guy.
Bockwinkel steps around behind. Bockwinkel hanging on at the 5-minute mark with 55 to wrestle.
No, get fucked, F-Wood. Mods, ban anybody talking bad about the chair. Look at this. Some classic chain wrestling from the King.
Whoa, and Lawler pushes Bockwinkel off. A lot of movement. Once again, Nick outside the ring. I don't know what the premature hand in the air by Bobby Heenan, but he held up Bockwinkel's hand as Bockwinkel now back on the ring apron comes inside. Standing side headlock.
Oh, man. Much different vibe here in 78 than we saw in 86. Oh, man.
Whoa! What a shoulder butt from Lawler. Bockwinkel up. Lawler takes him over and down. Beautiful.
What a match.
Lawler hanging on to that side headlock on the mat. He's watching the histrionics of pretty boy Bobby Heenan. Bobby is really cutting up, hollering, complaining.
He's really cutting
The
up.
referee says, sit down and let me do the refereeing.
What a camera angle. It's like a Ruby SpaceX angle.
Time, of course, a major factor on our championship wrestling. And whether we're going to be able to get all of this championship match or not, I don't know. It's a one-fall six.
Do I think OPC and Lawler will actually fight? I don't know. I watched that build-up stream, I guess, if you could call it that.
60-minute time limit bout. Certainly there is no way that we could get it if it should go as we have seen Lawler go 60 full minutes, or even a small part of that. Lawler with that side headlock holding on the Bockwinkel.
It is kind of a thing. It seems to be going around. There was somebody on, it might have been Speakeasy's channel that was talking about how they were putting on some kind of boxing show as well, or something. They were having some kind of man's weekend with like a fight club.
And you can see Bockwinkel had a hold of Lawler's hair. Look at that shoulder butt. Bockwinkel with Lawler straight up, and Lawler kicks his way out. Takes him right over and down. Again, count of one, that's all.
He'll go back. Didn't he already say he's going to go back? When you make that switch from being like, oh, this is a neat little hobby that I can get a little bag from, to I'm going to rely on YouTube to pay all my family's bills, like, you kind of, whether you like it or not, lose the right to do whatever you want to do. If you want to, you have to start answering to the customers directly, like, pretty much. That's why he's a lolcow.
Hanging on to that side headlock on the canvas. We've heard some of the fans saying in the championship matches that we've had here that a lot of these guys come in here and they underestimate Lawler. They figure he's just some regional fluke. But they find out that this guy is some kind of tough piece of merchandise. Bockwinkel shoves him in, catches him coming off with a zinging right hand.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree. And I think in Gaiman for Hope's case, that was true. He started making more at the 9 to 5, but the issue was he made that money from only one game. So if he played Overwatch, then he would get good support because the trolls are bolstering his content to clip farm him. But if he doesn't play Overwatch, they don't really give a shit. So nobody's watching, and so he quit his job, and then now, like a week into after quitting his job, he's going to switch away from the one thing that's successful. Why you would think people would follow you to play Halo single player campaign because they wanted to see you play Overwatch? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I do think that he was making several grand a month off of the Overwatch grifts, but once he left Overwatch, all of that went away. Like, he lost 90% of his viewer base.
Bockwinkel boots him that hard and Lawler down. Once again, Lawler off the ropes to the tune of a big knee in the midsection. Bockwinkel covers one. No way. Lawler boots him out.
Would be like if I said, okay, the Thorpe streams are doing so well, you know, I'm gonna become a full-time streamer, and then I switch from the Thorpes to prime time and nobody fucking watches it. Then I've made a big mistake in my career path.
Flying Fritz, one. Nope. Lawler picks him up, drives him into the mat, bears him over. One. Now the right shoulder comes out. No way to get a pin on that. We're past the 11-minute mark in action. And our time running tight on Championship Wrestling.
Oh, they'll always be. I mean, all my stuff has a little audience, but I'm just saying, like, there are some things that I watch that get more views or whatever, and if that was to that extent, like, to assume that, okay, everybody who watches this is going to watch this, that's just completely unrealistic, I think. Even big streamers have that problem. Like, when they become known for playing Call of Duty or extraction shooters or whatever, if they just want to have, like, a night off, the people usually don't tune in, like, if they want to play a different kind of game.
We may have to stop and just bring you, as we will tape it and let you have a chance to see it. The conclusion, that was almost the conclusion. Oh, Lawler was not really in danger. I think he was in that side headlock, and Lawler got a 2 count, but got that right shoulder up.
Well, and he also got dropped. I don't know if you saw that, but he got dropped by one of his sponsors. Whatever the new charity is that he's supporting, he gives 10% of his money to charity, supposedly. And the new charity, whatever it is like an anti-trans organization. And one of his sponsors was like, "Hey, you know, we don't want people, you know, doing this kind of stuff." I don't know if it was because it was conservative or whatever, but like, they didn't want to have anything to do with it, so they dropped him, and then he cut this real nasty promo on him. And I'm just thinking, like, you could have just said, like, oh, because of ideological differences or whatever, they didn't want to. And instead, he's like, started saying they were like this awful, terrible company and shit. And like a week before, he was saying how great they were. Well, that's not necessarily bad, F-Wood. I think there are a lot of people who, if they find somebody that they like, and you can do like a similar experience, you could do like Skyrim and Oblivion and Fallout, the Fallout games. Like, those are really long playthroughs, but like, I think if they like your personality, you could probably get by in something like that, just because it'd be real, like, familiar and nostalgic. Yapping. What's up? It's me.
On his feet. Bockwinkel holding on to that standing side headlock. Lawler coming up top.
No, we're talking about Gaming for Hope.
Whoa! Down he goes.
So that doesn't matter.
Bockwinkel hanging on to it. Had a little help with the hair to get him back down again.
I don't know anything about Asmongold.
Crowd starting to get
Besides his
behind Jerry,
DSP
saying, go, Jerry,
lore.
go. On their feet. Oh, Lawler rattling him with a broad arm. Catches him with that forearm again. Oh, yeah. He rattled him hard right in the rib cage. Big elbow. Lawler starting to unload that big right fist now. He's broken a whole barrel full of ribs with that hand. And he tears into Bockwinkel. 1, 2. No.
Gaming for Hope just needs to ask himself before he comes back, what's more important? Dignity? His ego? You know, the quality of life of his family? Or not having to work a 9-to-5? Like, that's it. That's the only benefit I see to him going back to Overwatch is the money, because he's going to be miserable. He's going to get clipped. That will make his life worse. It'll make his family's life worse. He'll be under extreme mental duress 24/7. Like, I don't know. Is it because he could just do the other stuff and make like a little side hustle bag and not play Overwatch, but I don't think he'll do that.
Nope. Reverse face lock. Lawler hanging in there. Whoa! The King ripped him.
Right, but I mean, it's a little more involved than for people on that level. It's a little bit, and he is right on the cusp of becoming like a top tier lolcow. His experience is a little bit different than, you know, it's not just some gentle online trolling. Like these people hate him.
Bockwinkel takes another of those.
That's the other thing, is he can't just come back and play the game either, because the trolls have like a dedicated Discord that organizes to stream snipe him and ruin his online gaming experience. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, man.
Lawler right.
Tough call. Not for me. But
We're at the 26-minute mark. Lawler on the attack.
I mean, you could try it. I don't think it's ever worked for anybody, but
Referee Jerry Calhoun saying back to the dressing room if you don't quit it.
I think if you're the kind of person who could navigate that situation and not have it take a toll on you, you probably have the social skills to prevent it from happening in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, I think unless you're just wanting to Andy Kaufman it, and even that hasn't worked out well for the people that have tried that, but I just feel like if you feel like, oh yeah, I could logically navigate that situation, I just don't think your brain would let you get into that situation, you know? I think you would make better social choices.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. There goes Bockwinkel outside the ring.
I believe Gaming for Hope at the time, would probably have been somewhere between like 3 to 5K a month he was making between Twitch, and he has a page. I mean, he's monetized in every possible way he can be monetized. He's a huge e-beggar. He's got there's some great clips of him. He's sounding like Nicky New. He's like, ooh, "My car broke down again." He was giving people all these excuses why he needed money. It was ridiculous. But he was making, like, to me, that's really good money on YouTube. Like, if you're making even $1,000 a month, I mean, to get to that point on YouTube is pretty impressive. But he was making several $1,000s a month at one point.
Lawler banging those coconuts together. Bobby Heenan and Nick Bockwinkel, the world heavyweight champion.
Grace is on record as saying she'll rope before she'll take a 9 to 5.
There goes Lawler. Up on the ropes. And he drove in. And with that, Bobby Heenan comes roaring into the ring. The referee says, "Stop it, stop it." We're going to come back with a final outcome right after we take time out for this.
I mean, you can see it. You can see the Discord messages. You can see the community posts, the Facebook posts. They're all archived. I've seen him in multiple videos of him, like, using the same excuse over and over again.
Evening of action, 27-29. The King wins that one in a disqualification, but of course Nick Bockwinkel keeps his world heavyweight title. Jerry the King Lawler disappointed again in his quest for that title. Well, tonight it was a good night for the champions as Greg Gagne and Jim Brunzell kept their world tag team title. In addition to that, Nelson Royal retained the NWA World Junior Heavyweight title, and Beverly Shade and Natasha kept the NWA Ladies Tag title. That's all the time. Lance Russell saying bye-bye.
So that was August of 78. So now we're going to go to November of 78. No.
In winning that bout. And then came a real crowd pleaser. A 10-round boxing match.
Crowd
10
pleaser.
2-minute rounds that pitted Frankie Lane, Calgary, Canada, against Lexington, Tennessee's Tommy Gilbert. When the 10th round was over with, both were standing wobbly, to say the least. The referee, using a crowd decision as to determine the winner, raised the hand of Tommy Gilbert, but Tommy wasn't the happiest one in the world. Well, that's it for Championship Wrestling. Until we see you again, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Is that it? What's going on here? Okay, here we go. Hopefully this is right. Hey, look who it is, Dave Brown. Let's go.
Brown right along ringside, all ready to go with another big week. Championship Wrestling. Feeling good today and a great-looking card, Davey.
We got a good card today. Opening match, Danny Davis will be in here with Sammy Holt. A first look at Sammy Holt. He will be going against Wayne Ferris, and Ferris will have as his partner Handsome Jimmy. Robert Gibson and Jackie Welch will be in here in the next match. They will be going against the Bounty Hunters with their manager Chuck Malone. Then Tommy Gilbert and Terry Sawyer team to go against Don Fargo and Big Bill Dromo.
Well, I didn't watch them because I wanted to watch them here, but I can't control if there's empty space at the end of a video. My God.
Corner. Single match, Steve Brody against Coco Ware. The expiration of time match today. The Kelly twins from Ireland will be going against the King, Jarrett,
Put a picture.
and the superstar, Bill Dundee.
Yes, sir. We hope we have time to get it all in. If not, we'll have to leave some of it out. But by golly, what there will be is going to be action and a half, Davey. Looking forward to get it on it. And right now, we better do exactly that and see if we can get...
Opening match today is going to be one.
Yeah, hey, when you saw that Paul Orndorff match, is this what it looked like?
Time limit match. One of the teams in the ring right now. The other making their way to the ring. Wayne Ferris.
Those were great pictures.
Handsome Jimmy.
Handsome Jimmy.
Handsome Jimmy.
Gospel according to Handsome Jimmy.
Had a word for all of us on his way to the ring there. soon as he gets up on the apron, we'll be ready to go with the official introductions for the match. Again, it's
So
a
here he
1-15
is,
minute time
right? Then this is Honky Tonk Man, I think.
limit match. At a total weight of 402 pounds. From Jackson, Tennessee, Danny Davis. And from Tupelo, Mississippi, Sammy Holt. On the right of your screen, at 463 pounds, from Memphis, Tennessee, Wayne Ferris. And from New York City, the Big Apple, handsome Jimmy Valiant. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit, referee Bill Mack.
He was on the right of the screen, but he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. We're about
This is
ready to
kinda
go. We
trippy.
get one of the team of Davis and Holt out of there. This is our first look at Sammy Holt making his first appearance on Championship Wrestling. Danny Davis, very aggressive guy, thinks he can beat anybody.
Should I
in the
open
world,
up
including
some?
King Kong, boy.
Should I open up some new edibles? If I take them now, they won't kick in during this stream, but they probably will. Well, I don't know. Yeah, they might. Well, maybe.
Give you a go.
They'll definitely be in effect for Boyd Watch Live.
Handsome Jimmy starting out against Danny Davis, and we're ready. No time, baby.
I don't think it was ever any doubt that Handsome Jimmy was going to be starting for his team. Well, he was ready when he hit that ring. Against Davis, Danny Davis. Young wrestler, but with a lot of confidence in his own ability. Davis into the middle of the ring. He ran right into Handsome Jimmy, waiting for him there. Valiant slammed Davis into the turnbuckle.
I'm still thinking about that Sears quality Jerry Lawler picture. What's up, Scott? All right, here we go.
Ferris across the way. Ferris in there after the tag. Ferris, big right hand. He popped Davis. Up in the air, body slam on Danny Davis. There's a cover by Ferris. One count's all he can get. Davis able to break the cover at that point. Tag made, and here he comes back.
It's like the pre-honky.
Mercy, handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Olin Mills.
Right hand, Davis hits the mat. Handsome Jimmy with Davis up in the air. Driving body slam. Referee Bill Mack checking the shoulder. Starts the count. Got a 1 count. Handsome Jimmy picked him up. Tag made, and Ferris will be coming back in.
Ooh, there's that big patented knee lift.
Davis bounces out of the turnbuckle. Ferris back to the corner. Another tag on Handsome Jimmy. Valiant and Ferris tagging frequently. That's good tag team strategy. They've been able to keep Davis away from the tag. His partner, Sammy Holt, has watched the whole thing from the corner so far. And we are just now...
We saw Wayne Ferris in AWF, right? Somewhere we saw him for like one... Yeah, remember Luna was his manager?
2-minute mark of the match.
Was that AWF?
Oh, Ferris. A drop with the elbow. Davis moved out of the way. A mistake by Ferris. Davis, kind of wrestler that'll capitalize on a mistake. Upper part of the arm.
Could be.
Over to his corner. He gets
Listen
the
to
tag.
him, man.
Sammy Holt.
Listen to him cheer the jobber on. That's... Do you think even a villain, like if they went up against a big heel, don't you think the crowd would pretty much... Like, I don't see the crowd getting behind the jobber. They did that one guy, remember Ellsworth, when he was up against Braun Strowman, but you hardly ever... That, like, I don't know, I just think it's neat that, like, they're cheering for the good guys, even though there's, like, 0 chance of them winning.
Howell coming in. Sammy out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Ferris, he dropped into the mat. There's some inexperience by Sammy Holt, and it cost him. As Ferris decked him.
Bring back squash
Handsome
matches.
Jimmy. Oh, upper part of the arm as Holt came off of there. Handsome Jimmy covers. 1, 2, 3. He got it. Davis on the way to the rescue, but a little late.
Whoa.
Jimmy. Ooh. Threw him right through the rope down onto the floor.
Wow, Honky looking interesting here.
What a rude introduction to big-time wrestling for Sammy Holt. Boy, the Fonz nailed him with that foot over on the rope. He was going at it aggressively, and then the tag on Handsome Jimmy, and he came in, whipped him into the rope. I thought he was going to throw him all the way through. He whipped him so hard when he whipped him in there, and he came off and razored him with that big elbow up there, and boom, 1, 2, 3, and that friend was
And then he threw him all the way out.
Yeah.
2:54 at the time.
2-5-4, and the winners are going to be Handsome Jimmy and the Fonz, and that's the action in that first one. We got plenty more. Smitty Welch, but this outrageous man, we've got to get out of here and talk to Handsome Jimmy Valiant, right out of the Big Apple, and here comes the Handsome Jimmy.
Mercy.
Mercy, baby, mercy. Introduce a young fella up there to big-time wrestling. You kind of took that Sammy Holt's head off with that big arm in there, Jimmy. Personality has come out that you are now into the music business. Huh?
Handsome Jimmy wants some action. Woo! Mercy, baby. I love it. You know, Daddy, Burt Reynolds and Sandy Field just dropped Handsome Jimmy off at the studio this morning, Daddy. You know, I think Burt slipped that Handsome Jimmy a little something, baby, because Handsome Jimmy hasn't been able to close his baby blue eyes in 48 hours. I think the man gave Handsome something, and I feel good. I feel like doing it, Daddy. I feel like doing it to the best, baby.
Is he saying,
This morning, baby.
to be clear, he feels like someone's drugged him, but in a good way?
Something I heard Burt lean over to Sally. He said, Sally, let's watch Handsome Boogie. Woogie.
I know that you've had some of your intimate friends that you've told us about in the past in the music field, and I guess that had some kind of influence about
I don't
Handsome
remember.
Jimmy.
For sure, you know, Bob Seger and myself, Handsome, we just
Did it happen over the weekend?
on Madison Square Garden, baby, 3 weeks ago. It's a record, Daddy. It's a record for a first indoor concert, baby. The gate was $340,000. They held 25,000 people indoor, baby. Bob Seger and Handsome Jimmy in concert. Whoa, baby. Do it, baby. You got a little clip right here, baby. I want to get it on. I just want to say something on my ladies out there. Just
He
be
sucks.
cool, baby. Lay back. Don't jump out of them pantyhose and dig it, Daddy.
Wow.
Yeah, we do have some videotape. Look.
This may have to be muted on the VOD, I'm sorry if so. I guess they'll never hear that either, those VOD watchers. Sorry, buddy. Oh my God. Body slam with Roddy Piper? Funky Jew.
I was raised by a gypsy. You know, Handsom's cool. I was born in New York City, San Francisco town. Tell all the women Handsome Jimmy's on the prowl. I'm a rocker and a roller, a little funky Jew.
Garbage.
I was raised by a gypsy. That's why Handsome's cool. Smokey Johnson. Woo! No time to talk.
Hey, Randy.
Shut up, Jack. Woo! Give it all to me, mama.
Remember when the Blues Brothers just took off driving through the crowd at the end of their concert? Handsome Jimmy.
All right. This, Daddy, you know, only place you can hear this record, Daddy, is where the music's at FM 100.
That's what I thought he said.
Ron Olson, Daddy. I want to say something right now, baby. This is what's happening. One shot of this record, Daddy. One shot of this record, baby. It's like taking a whole pound of Columbia Gold.
Can you believe it, Randy? This is 1978. Jimmy Valiant here, grizzled veteran, and he either just had his last match, like over the weekend, or is going to have his match fairly shortly.
Daddy, and digging it, Daddy. Can you believe it, baby? Joined by the king and the superstar.
Oh, look at this outfit on Lawler.
King, you only say that, baby, because it's the gospel, Daddy. It's the gospel.
Handsome.
This is what's happening, Daddy.
Handsome. Hey, come back there a minute, Jack. Why don't... Listen. Hey, why don't you and the king get a concert going together, man? Handsome Jimmy and the king.
That'd be cool, baby. That'd be cool, you know. A concert with Handsome Jimmy and the King. I want to tell you what's happening. The King could start the show. He could play some of that hillbilly rock, you know, that Ernest Tubb. You know that Ernest Tubb? He's going like hillbilly heaven. And Handsome Jimmy come on and smoke, baby. He can smoke that. He can smoke it something like Meatloaf 2 out of 3 ain't bad with Bobby Stinger.
What?
That's it, baby. I love it.
You know what this is, Lance?
What you got?
Now, you both know that Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee love
Look at Dundee, Randy. Look how young he is.
women. We love them more now from this world. Now, this here is a petition, because we do believe that Heather Feather stayed with the bear for 3 minutes. And
Heather Feather.
Man, and the king believes it, and I believe it. And if anybody else wants to believe it, just tell them to sign the petition. I believe she can get
Heather, what do
Would
you
hang on to
think?
this?
Heather Feather sounds like the kind of girl that would definitely tickle a taint.
And just get anybody, any of the rest of it want to sign it.
What we want to do with that, Lance, is, you know, as a matter of fact, we talked to Heather Feather before the match, because really, I would like to see this match. A woman wrestling a man, you know, I don't particularly want to wrestle her, but I'd like to see her wrestle somebody. So what we did, we told her, you remember Sam Bass and I, we used to beat
Who
the
did
bear.
he
When
wrestle
we
in his
wrestled,
last
we beat the
match?
bear, but I told Heather Feather, I said, look, all you got to do is stay completely away from that bear, because he won't attack you. You know, you got to go in there and
Do you think when Lawler says, you know, I talked to Heather Feather, that's how it sounds to normal people when I'm like, oh yeah, you know, and then the Bethadone this, Jedi Rich that. Do you think that that's how people view it, as like, that I'm saying like Heather Feather?
try to get the bear in it. And now the bear can wrestle, but I told her, stay away. She almost got too close a couple of times, but she did stay away. She lasted the 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
So now, just like the promotion agreed, she's going to get a match with a man. We believe she should get it, but apparently they haven't found anybody that'll wrestle her yet. So what we've got here is a petition, and if anybody else wants to, if anybody else believes and agrees that she should get to wrestle a man, just leave this out here and let them sign this petition, and then we'll turn that...
By the way, here's Lawler out here saying, oh yeah, let's get a petition, let's have a woman wrestle a man. But when a real man comes to Memphis and Andy Kaufman wants to wrestle the women, then it's a problem. Here, Lawler is distributing, you know, signature petitions to try to get women to wrestle men. But when Andy Kaufman wants to actually do it, then that's a bridge too far, I guess.
that over to the promotion, they'll know that she's got to get a match, okay?
Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Well, I'm glad to see you guys are with the Women's Lib, and I'm
Women's
sure
Lib.
Heather appreciate your support in there.
Oh, she will.
The petition.
So if Jerry Lawler wants women to wrestle men, that's women's lib. If Andy Kaufman wants to wrestle women, then he's a misogynist. Come on.
Put it right down here, and if any of the guys want to, as the wrestlers come out here, they want to express the fact that they agree to the fact that Heather Feather should wrestle a man, they can sign the petition and join with those who think that she should. We're going to take time. Hey, Chuck, can you get your boys? Chuck, can you get them up in the ring?
We're ready to go with the match here as soon as they get up in the ring.
Let's get them up.
I heard Lawler and Dundee out here running their mouth. Hey, I'm the one that got behind Heather Feather.
Heather
I got
Feather.
behind her all the way. What do? They come out here and try to jump on my bandwagon. I'm not going to put up with that.
Well, it is true that you did say that you thought Heather Feather ought to have a match with a man. Are you interested in signing the petition?
Yes, sir. I'll sign a petition for it. Petition? Yes, sir.
Right there. The petition's up here and just signed down there. Chuck Malone putting his signature in there to show that he is behind.
Chuck Malone.
Okay, Chuck, thank you very much. Dave, here we go.
All right, this match will be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. One fall, only 15-minute time limit. Introducing at a total weight of 498 pounds from Tombstone, Arizona, with their manager Chuck Malone, the Bounty Hunters. Going against them in this match, at a total
Bounty
of 443
Hunters.
pounds from...
Let me interrupt you for just a second, but I see that Chuck Malone... Chuck, I'm sorry, but we made a mistake. I thought we brought out a petition, but it seems we brought out a contract to wrestle. Baby, you signed your name to the contract
Wow.
to wrestle Heather Feather, and there it is.
Oh boy, Chuck Malone versus Heather Feather.
Sure did.
Right there.
Never finished the introductions. Bounty Hunters, of course, going against Robert Gibson
Oh,
and
yeah, I was
Jackie
gonna take an
Welch
edible.
at a
I'll be
total
right back.
of 443 pounds.
Okay.
Jerry Calhoun is the referee. And I guess we're about ready.
We are about ready, and it's going to be David Novak starting against Robert Gibson in the match. They're looking for a chair for Chuck Malone to sit down in. Because, of course, it isn't... Yeah, he needs a chair. He's got one, I guess, yeah. He's got to be sitting down. Okay, now I think we're appropriately ready. And referee Jerry Calhoun reminding Malone that if he gets up, he is going to be causing the team of the Bounty Hunters to be disqualified. That's David Novak in there with Robert Gibson. Jackie Wells, Robert Gibson. Look at those arm drags coming from the young Pensacola, Florida wrestler. He going up for the monkey flip. And big Jerry Novak just held on to the corner ropes in there and then dropped with that big elbow. Wow. Jackie Wells caught over there in between the two Bounty Hunters. There's a tag on David, and here he comes. Bounty Hunter number one, David Novak, comes up. He planted that foot in there, and did he nail it? Wow. Jackie hammered down with a body slam. Elbow drop, and Jackie caught right down across the side of the neck and a pressure point. The referee warning Jerry Calhoun about, or rather, the referee Jerry Calhoun warning David Novak about pulling the hair, and he got a break, but it didn't do Jackie much good. There's a tag on Jerry Novak, and here he comes. Brother Jerry was popping what looked like to be a thumb to the throat of Jackie Welch. Jackie now shoots one.
I don't know for sure. It definitely looks a lot different, but I mean, who knows what it could make a big difference. Like when it's decorated different, I'm not sure, but I don't know if it's the same studio or not. I don't know if you were in here or not, but this is about a year and a half after Jarrett broke away from Nick Goulas and founded CWA and like took over the Memphis territory.
Into the midsection, but is raked across the eyes. Right out of the ring, and there goes Jackie down on the floor. Referee Jerry Calhoun saying, get back, get back. Coming back up again is Jackie Welch, but he is knocked back down, and Robert Gibson comes over there to tell the referee, hey, come on, let him back in the ring. Can't get the count starts again. Once again, Jackie back up on the ring apron, but
oh boy,
Jerry...
Bethadone just sent me a message on Discord of a conversation with her mom where they're talking about Grace versus Bethadone in the tournament, and she sent her mom a picture of her versus Grace and said, my prediction is true, me versus Grace. And your mom says her mom says full scorched earth. Wow.
He pounds him, makes a tag as the referee sends him out of there and telling David to stay back.
You know what, though, Izzy? I kind of like it, honestly. See, look, where's ATF Media? Look, feast your eyes on this, dude. That's 2 managers in 2 episodes that have sat in the chair. I like this backdrop. I think it's because of the degradation of the source material, but it kind of looks like kind of a jank sunset back there, you know?
David takes over and runs Jackie Welch right down into the corner where Chuck Malone was sitting.
Oh, when he was mad about Savvy guy?
And here comes Jerry around to stomp at Jackie Welch. But as he did, Robert Gibson comes flying across the ring and nails Jerry, and as after David, Chuck Malone down in front of him jumped on Jackie and pile drived him right down in the floor. And the referee gets David Novak and Robert Gibson broken up. Sends Jerry Novak out of the ring. And it's getting wild and woolly. Here comes Robert around to administer to Jackie Welch, referee, at the count of 5. Robert saying, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I took a Martian melon 200 milligram edible. But it takes a while for me sometimes for it to kick in.
Okay. About it's going to end there, Dave.
Yeah, like if you look here, you can see it, that the degradation that I'm talking about. You can see it in the discolors depending on the background. But when it's on that pink, it kind of looks like a toxic sunset.
Rhubarb time, look out.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Both party holders and Robert and Jackie can't give him any help.
Jackie still...
I ate an entire... Yeah, what do you mean an entire? What does that mean? That's why they sell it like that. It's one piece. Martian melon.
Jarrett from that Malone move. And here comes Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee. Bounty Hunter is hot to the ring. As they slip out the other side and head for the dressing room. They're going to come out the winners. Referee Jerry Calhoun telling the guys to keep away. They're going to end up...
Matt, did you see that I archived your breakfast stream?
getting into a fine situation. The match was over with.
Kenny needed 20 milligram Gagne at
Lawler and
once.
Dundee were not interfering in another match. Jerry and...
I don't, like, I could take... I was eating those pretzel balls. They were only 5 a piece. I'm like, I can get, like, a enhanced high out of it, but I don't know. I don't really feel like there's a ceiling for me on edibles.
Dundee and Robert Gibson trying to get Jackie out of there and administer to him. Dave, how about your time on that one?
4 minutes, 36 seconds. 4:36 when the referee counted Jackie Welch out, unable to get back in the ring.
10 count on Jackie Welch, unable to get back up into the ring in time. And
yeah, I knew you had a YouTube, but that one wasn't actually on your YouTube, I don't think. Ananje told me he had found your Rumble. and had seen that stream, and I was like, oh, that's that's amazing. Cooking ASMR and Dorunda.
Obvious reason, Robert Gibson telling the referee as they're going out, still talking about the move Chuck Malone put on him, while Robert and
the most
David
I've
were...
ever taken at one time was 1,500, but then I took more later on in the night. But I took it. It looked like it was just like a bunch of like red gelatin like gummies, but.
Involved. See if I can find my chair. I had to get it out of there in a hurry.
I did have a traumatic moment. I don't know if it was because of that, but the song, what's it called? Electric Avenue plays, and there's this part where it's like, give me a second. Let me focus in my memory.
So the official winners are going to be the bounty hunters.
Yes. Okay. So there's a part in the song where it loops a few times where the guy just says, "Oh no." And in my mind, I felt like that portion of the song had been going on for like hours and hours. So I started to have a mild, like, psychotic break.
In 4 minutes and 36 seconds. 36 seconds. Okay, we've got more action. Right now, we're going to take time. Look, Chuck, let me tell you this. I want you to understand this. You come out telling me, get something straight. I want to get something straight with you. Fine, you have the option not to wrestle her. But let me tell you what the other side of the coin is. The fact of the matter is that you signed...
I'll keep an eye on your Rumble then, Matt.
A contract.
I did see one over there that I wanted... There was one title that kind of stood out to me, but I can't remember what it was.
With the Jarrett Welch Company to wrestle Heather Feather. I don't care what you say about it. I saw you sign it right out here, and you have the option. Fine. If you want
Bacon
to break
and
that
eggs,
contract, then you can pack your bags and just leave the territory, and there won't be any managing.
What do you mean I can leave?
It's very simple. When you sign the contract, if you want to break the contract with Jarrett Welch, fine. If you want to stay around with your boys and all, then you will wrestle. Now, the option is simply
Wrestling Gallagher.
Chuck Malone. It is a question of whether you want to show up and live up to the contract that you signed, or whether you want to pack the bags. And I don't think there'll be too many tears about it if you elect to take yourself out of here. The people sometimes have gotten a little bit tired of some of the actions of Chuck Malone, but I think it's pretty clear.
Night.
It's your choice, Chuck, and we'll just make that
clear
to you, as long as you were making something clear to us.
What does that mean, Unde?
So I have got to wrestle this gorilla that belongs in a cage somewhere, right?
Oh, you can always leave if you'd like to leave. If you don't want to break your contract, you will wrestle Heather Feather in the action Monday night down at the Coliseum, because it's on paper, and I think it's just that.
Well, they tricked me in that contract. They tricked me into signing it.
Chuck, your name is on the contract. Now, I don't care what it says. The name is on the contract, and you have an entire option. If you don't,
you know what though? I also played Clue later on that night, and I was like super dialed in. Like I was on it for Clue. Like I won at least one round. I know.
Pack it up and take it on out. The Jarrett Welch Company, I'm certain, will not want anybody around breaking
Jarrett
the contract
Welch.
like that. You signed it, and the option is up to you.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Lance Russell. I'm going to wrestle that gorilla, and I'm going to get in that ring with her. And when I do, the blood's going to be in your hands. It's going to be all on yourself, Lance Russell, because I'm going to hit her so hard in the mouth that's going to split both her eyeballs open. And the blood will be on your hands. And don't you forget.
Okay, fine, Chuck. Fine,
There was,
Chuck.
I'm trying to remember.
To tell you that it was.
What else was cooked? Was there like potatoes? Like hash browns, maybe?
It was, for the fans, a
homemade
great
bread.
Night when you all won the Southern Tag title. But you've got, in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Coliseum, you've got yourself a tremendous...
Before we get into that, we're going to polish the belts up, and we're taking them down to Selma, Tennessee. That's walking tall country, right? I'm going to walk around with tippy toes so I don't feel out of place.
Mosquitoes.
We're going to be in Selma tonight. We're going to be over there tonight. Yeah, let me just say, this is a great situation for Bill and I to be in.
Luckily, I have that Eric McHenry cure any diseases power as well. I'm also a quantum healer. So the mosquitoes know better.
And we won the titles last week. We were very fortunate to do that. Now, the first thing we heard, that was Monday night. The first thing we heard Tuesday morning, the promotion called us and said, well, the bounty hunters naturally want a return match. And we said, well, we don't really have to give them one, do we? They said, no, you don't. At least not for 30 days. You don't have to give anybody one. So we got to thinking. They said, but they want one really bad. And I told Bill, I said, you know, We may just give him that match, but let's add a little stipulation on there. Chuck Malone has been in...
Every once in a while, I'll check in. I don't have any updates other than he was really stuck in a loop about that guy. He called him an Uncle Tom that was at Walmart.
Everybody's hair, so we decided to get in his hair. We told the promotion, if they want that match bad enough, if they want us to put up those belts, then Chuck Malone will have to put up his hair. And do you know that idiot agreed to do it? So what's going to happen down there Monday night? You're talking about...
I watch Clarence. I just don't interact with it because he won't interact with me. He doesn't want me to type in there, so I just watch.
And leaving. What's going to happen Monday night in Memphis is this.
He's still... Yeah, exactly. He's like really stuck in a loop.
Leave because nobody is going to be able to stand the humiliation that he's going to suffer. He's going to get beat by a woman, and then he's going to have his head shaved, and after that, nobody be able to show their face around.
He said he's going to be down there, so I know that. Handsome Jimmy, yes, sir.
You know, I got a hell of an idea, Daddy. I got a hell of an idea, baby. You know, Handsome Jimmy, the hottest thing, baby, in the world, baby. You know, this is Star Wars, mama. You know, everybody
Star
wants
Wars,
to
mama.
see Handsome Jimmy, and what I want right now, I want to talk to the Kingfish. You know, Kingfish, and I want to talk to Superstar, my partner, Superstar. Can you imagine Handsome Jimmy, Superstar, and Kingfish in the same ring at the same time with baby Chuck Malone and the Bounty Hunters? What do you think about that, Star?
That's a great idea, and I believe
Looks
we
like a
might do that. But
teenager with a goatee.
Hey, Handsome, will you just listen for a minute? Come back to us for 1 minute. It's a title match. That means you can't have a
Okay,
six-man
let's see.
title match, right? And the main thing we want is to scalp Chuck Malone, and we can't.
Wow,
have a six-man
scalp
tag, or
him?
He won't have it because the belt is on the line, and that's the only reason he'll put his hair on the line, right?
Hey, brother, if that's the only thing you're worried about is Chuck Malone losing his hair, you know, Handsome Jimmy will pull him bald-headed, Daddy. I'll take his hair. I'll pull the man, forget shaving the hair. Kingfish, do it.
Okay, so Jerry Lawler is 28 years old here. He's about to turn 29, but he's 28. So he's about Luke West's age here.
Daddy, do a little pull. You got a lot of pull here, baby. You got some pull, Daddy. So pull Handsome Jimmy in on the main event, Daddy.
Handsome, just like, you know,
Some things he doesn't understand.
he's putting me on the spot here. See, here's what we're trying to say, Handsome. You're putting me in the middle and on the spot. Like
I'm
Bill
going to
said, I'd love
reply
that
to
be a great
Bethano, and I'm going to tell her there's no shame in losing
main
to
event.
Grace.
But it's a title match. If we don't put up the titles, Chuck Malone's not going to put up his hair, so we're going to have a four-man tag.
What do you mean four-man tag, man? I said I want a six-man tag. This is what's happening. The people deserve a six-man tag. They want to see a six-man tag. This is what's happening. You know what, Kingfish? I think I feel a little jealousy here. I think I feel... Hey, Shortwig, go play with some short...
He did confront him. He called him out straight to his face. He told him to quit talking to that white person, that he was, I forget what he called him, but he called him something, and then he told him that he was talking to the enemy, and that wasn't right. There was a little mini confrontation about it. Luckily, the other guy took it in, you know, was kind of a good sport about it.
People, I think I feel a little jealousy here, Kingfish. I think I feel just a little, you know, I'm getting some bad vibes. You know, I'm getting some bad vibes from Kingfish here, baby.
Jimmy, maybe later.
Native.
Get this thing together and talk about a six-man or something like that.
What we're trying to do, Handsome, is trying to tell you that we are the tag team champions. We're going to defend the belts, not in a six-man tag, but in a four-man tag. There's no jealousy. Your music was great, baby. I'll be the first one to admit it. It was fine. There's no jealousy, but we can't have a six-man match and get his hair staked. And I think the people want to see Chuck.
I'd be like, listen, Jimmy, if I need somebody to sing Happy Birthday at my kid's birthday party, I'll give you a call. But until then, leave the wrestling to the wrestlers.
Bald-headed more than they want to see a six-man tag, so that's what we're going to give them.
You know, Kingfish,
Clarence
I
ain't
wanna
gonna hear
tell you
nothing about
something right
Clarence
now,
on the
very
news.
honestly, I think you hold something against Handsome Jimmy. I think, baby, every time since Handsome Jimmy hit Memphis, I think since I hit...
We'll never know what happens to Clarence. One day he'll just stop posting, either because he's gone or for whatever reason. He doesn't seem like the kind of person that would give you a heads up. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Memphis, Tennessee, Daddy. You know, Handsome Jimmy's the hottest property, Daddy, since Coca-Cola, baby. And I want to say something. I feel a little
That's
tension
true. He
because,
struggles.
You know, the Kingfish
Oh,
is
I'm
not
sorry.
as popular as it used to be.
It's insensitive to me. He
Handsome
struggles.
Jimmy now, you understand?
Struggles
This is what's happening now,
to read.
baby. Handsome Jimmy's what's happening now. You know, just a few months, Handsome Jimmy's been in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, already, Handsome Jimmy's got his own candy store. Go by, they say, Handsome Jimmy, sit you get some free candy, fans. Do it for Handsome
I mean,
Jimmy.
I like Clarence. I think he's an interesting guy. I would hang out with him if he didn't hate white people. Well, I mean, I would hang out with him even though he hates white people, but he wouldn't. But he won't hang out with white people. But like, yeah, I just feel like I think that he kind of gives off that vibe. I think he might be like locally known. He might be like a locally known entity. An activated person.
Hey, baby, that's Overton Square, Daddy. This is what's happening, baby.
I don't see Vinny Slugger in the chat.
Event, right? What your problem is, Handsome, is we can't cut you out of something you weren't cut in on to begin with. You're not in the main event. We're the main event. What the problem is,
yeah, I don't
you're
see
on a
Vinny Slugger
preliminary
in the
match.
chat.
You know what a preliminary match is? That's where the promoters put preliminary wrestlers. That's where you are. That's the whole problem.
Let me tell you the whole thing right now. I know exactly what it is, Daddy. You know you are jealous of Handsome's body, Daddy. You are jealous of my old lady, Daddy. You are jealous of...
Hey, Matt, you ever heard the Willie Nelson version of The Harder They Come? I think that's a great song to get high to.
my record, baby. You know, FM 100 plays my record, and they requested...
I love Electric Avenue, but I was petrified in that moment.
Requested every minute.
It's like if you ever had a Whippet that, like, normally it's, like, super fast, but every once in a while you get one that'll, like, lock you in, and then you're like... oh shit, like this is longer than it's supposed to be. And the longer it goes, like the more incredibly stressful it is, because you think like, shit, I'm going to be this, like the statistic of somebody who like it permanently fucked up your brain. And then when it passes, it's like the best high. Like it really is.
Baby, you are jealous, Daddy. You are jealous, baby. That's what's happening, Kingfish. You are jealous. You're sick, man. You're very sick, baby.
Let me tell you something, Handsome Jimmy.
It's like
I'm not jealous of
I'm
you.
not gonna die.
Exactly what you are. No, you guys don't have to come out here. We'll settle this right now. It ain't no way I'm gonna be jealous of a big fag-looking jerk like you.
What?
I'm gonna be jealous. You guys don't have to come out here. We'll settle this right
What?
now. It ain't no way I'm gonna be jealous of a big fag-looking jerk like you.
Wow, look at Jerry Jarrett.
Long, goofy handlebar mustache. You got a tattoo painted on that queer ear of yours, and you got one fingernail painted silver. Now, what's that for? Huh? You
You're
think I'm
right,
jealous
Daddy.
of you? You're crazy.
You're right, Daddy. I want to tell you what this is for, baby. This thumbnail is painted because Handsome hitchhikes at night. And this is nothing. This thumb is nothing, Daddy, because you ought to see my toes.
He's like, how dare you say that about me? Now, bring out my bleach blonde friend in the singlet.
Yeah, you hitchhike at night. You know why you hitchhike at night? I don't think you hitchhike at night. Ever since you've been down in Mempho, as you like to call it, from the Big Apple, you bum rides off of me and Dundee. You didn't even bring a car down here. We have to haul your butt around, and you call it back hitchhiking at night. You don't hitchhike nowhere.
I want to tell you something, baby, right now. This is what's happening, Daddy. Handsome Jimmy's what's happening, baby. I want to tell you something right now. You did this boy wrong. You did this man wrong right here, your own flesh and blood. Your own...
What Jerry Lawler did to Wayne Ferris was wrong, south to west.
He's got skinny legs, and your old lady's got skinnier legs, Daddy.
Let me tell you something, man. The only thing you've
Is that Robert Gibson behind, right here? Is that him?
since you've been in...
Old lady's got
Let's take it back.
flesh and blood. Your old lady's got skinny legs, and your old lady's got skinnier legs, Daddy.
Let me tell you...
That's gotta be him, right? Gotta be. It looks just like him. What's up, U-Bar? Is it U-Bar or U-Bar?
The only thing you've done since you...
I can't believe that's Robert Gibson.
You did this boy wrong. You did this man wrong right here, your own flesh and blood. Your old lady's got skinny legs.
She got chicken legs.
Your old lady's got skinnier legs, Daddy.
Let me tell you something, man. The only thing you've done since you've been in Memphis is screwed up this boy's mind. You know what I did for him? I did nothing for him because that's what he needed done for him. He needed to make it on his on his own. What'd you do? You come along, you got his hair bleached out blonde. He looks like a fag just like you. You screwed his mind up.
Wow, Lawler dropping 3 F slurs in one television interview.
Because he's got his nose stuck so far up your rear end that you don't know.
Come on now.
Wow.
Keep my name out of it, okay? Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. Stick with him. He's your real pal here. Look at him. Look what he's done for you.
You're nothing, Daddy. You're garbage, baby.
You garbage, baby.
If you want to prove this, Daddy, get in that ring right now, baby. We'll prove this right now.
No way, nowhere, baby.
Here we go. I'm sold on this angle.
It's good, yeah. Take it on.
Joey, go home. Go home, Joey. Go on. Get Bill Dundee in his Elvis suit.
Hey, come on, Jerry. Let's start.
Hell yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay, we'll get it back
Wrestling.
together. Let's take time out. We're gonna be back with you.
Wrestling.
All Green. From Hell's Kitchen, New York, Don Fargo, and his partner from Atlanta, Georgia, Big Bill Dromo.
Big Bill
Going against them with a total
Dromo.
of 439 pounds. From Lexington, Tennessee, Tommy Gilbert.
Tommy Gilbert, who I think we've more or less accepted as chat lore that Tommy Gilbert was fan favorite Freddie, right?
And from Norfolk, Virginia, Terry Sawyer. One fall, 15-minute time limit, referee Bill Mack.
Okay, there it is as the robes come off, and Tommy Gilbert and Terry Sawyer
Awesome, Matt.
against Donnie Fargo and Big
3
Bill
F slurs in an
Dromo with
interview.
Al Green.
Gilbert back in Fargo onto the rope.
Ain't that right,
Referee Bill
Linda?
Mack call for a break. Gilbert stepped back to the center of the ring. Fargo with a headlock.
Heathen is the king of the slow woo, like the one whenever remember Perfect, Flair and Heenan were in the locker room, and you thought Ric Flair was going to do the big woo, but instead he just went like, woo. I think Heathen is the king of the slow woo.
I got to say, Terry Sawyer, it was a big thing for him to come out and say that. I talked to Terry about it. Terry thought he'd beaten his fans. I mean, there's just no question about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's got confidence. It was a whale of a match, almost too close to call. And
Well, Heroes of Wrestling 2 will have a disclaimer at the beginning of the show that says that the wrestlers are responsible for their own language, not the company.
He was very disappointed in the outcome of it, but he's enough a man to come out and make a comment.
Indeed. Takes a big man, no doubt about it. And it was a close match. One of the judges, I recall, even scored it as a...
And if any sick, evil freaks try to censor, isolate, or terrorize us over it, they can talk to my lawyer, the world teacher, James Edward Holden, and my spiritual advisor, Jedi Joy.
Even, right. Big Bill Dromo in there now. Dromo in there now.
He's somebody in the crowd. See if you guys can pick up on it. He said, somebody in the crowd goes, I heard Bill Dromo something or something. See if you can hear it.
As I recall, even scored it as even. Right. Judges, I recall, even scored it as even. Right. Big Bill Dromo in there now.
Yeah, I can't make it out. Well,
Face lock on Gilbert back into the corner.
not all the
Referee Bill
refs.
Mack trying to get him out of the corner. They are off the ropes, back near the center of the ring. Gilbert gets the tag, and here is Terry Sawyer, former Olympic wrestler.
Methadone versus Heathen? Could be.
Sawyer with some fine moves. There's one up right there. He comes up with an arm bar on Big Bill Dromo. Dromo from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Randy, did you know that Heathen recorded himself at a city council meeting giving a presentation to his local government about the situation? I thought the tap was done, And instead we got that. We got, I think he's released a couple other short videos.
Makes the tag on his partner.
I think by the time we get to Tuesday for his episode, I bet he'll have another big bunch of content for us.
This is Donnie Fargo. He's a rugged...
No, I mean, I don't know. Every wrestling territory in the 80s was pretty infamous for having underage rats. I just don't know anything about it. I don't have any, I mean,
taking Sawyer down to the mat, possibly hair pulling.
I don't really have any other things to say about it.
Converts the hole to his own advantage. Fargo makes the tag, and Bill Dromo back in. Dromo weighs in about 260. Stenciled across the back of his tights, the words.
He even won't disclose his height.
He's a rugged one, too. He fired the right hand.
I can't be literally be Andy Kaufman, but I am greatly inspired by him. And I do believe that real IRL performance art, or that life is kind of performance art, so.
That looked like the forearm from here, and I think the referee has just indicated to Dromo that it was indeed forearm, not a fist. Gilbert in the head scissors.
Let's see if Beth replied. No, I said there's no shame in losing to Grace, laughing my ass off, and she didn't reply to that.
Dromo tags Don Fargo.
Oh, yeah, that I had worked Lawler back in the day. Somebody didn't show up to the match. Keith Eric no-showed the match, and I had to wrestle Lawler.
Dromo mighty slow about breaking the hold. After the tag, and Don Fargo already in the ring. Gilbert. Right hand doubled up. Referee Bill
Matt, you were in Boit Madness, but unfortunately you got toppled by Kinetic Kel, one of Chat's all-time favorites.
telling him, keep the fist open, Tommy.
But then she got taken down by Luke West.
I know they double-teamed you, but they were out.
The Gambler? Hell yeah.
Before the disqualification.
Ain't nobody going to vote for the Heathen. He should, though. Yes, I agree. Who cares? The outcome is irrelevant. It's about what do you do with that time, you know? The Heathen could really make the most of it. You get free TV time, free radio time. Unless they just didn't interview anybody, they have to give you equal time if you ask for it. So the Heathen could parlay it into something big.
Dromo holding Gilbert back on the rope. Fargo working at him with a right hand. 4.5 minutes gone in the match. Gilbert back in the corner of Dromo and Don Fargo. Dangerous place to be. Harry Sawyer in there trying to help him out to even up some of this double team tactic. Fargo makes the tag. Dromo. Fargo in there now with a double team. Harry Sawyer comes in. This time he's able to even it up. Sawyer.
Right, but like, what do you want me to say about it? I don't know what you. I mean, though all those stories are out there. I don't know. I don't particularly like to think about it, for being honest.
Reversal by Don Fargo. Terry Sawyer slammed.
I prefer to be safe and comfortable within my vision of how wrestling was in my wrestling jar.
To Bill Dromo. Tommy Gilbert now continues to work. Big Bill Dromo. 5.5 minutes gone in the match.
Parbs, I mean, I completely understand that, but in that case, I mean, you'd have to not want to see, you couldn't watch any wrestling until like 2002 or something. Maybe then, like, anything from like the territory eras, like, or the 80s, or probably even into the 90s, like, I think it's gonna be a rare occurrence to find somebody who didn't. And I'm not saying that that's, I'm not trying to justify that. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. It's like Cornette said, if they would have arrested everybody back then, there wouldn't have, there'd be no wrestling industry.
There's the hold as Tommy Gilbert has Bill Dromo, but Dromo trying to crawl over to the corner. Gets a tag on Don Fargo. Dromo stands up.
Dave, while this match is going on, I want to take this opportunity to personally apologize to the fans. Lawler and Valiant, both of them lost their temper, and of course, when they lose their temper, sometimes the man just doesn't know what he's saying. But we're not going to tolerate that. I want to apologize to everybody for it. Of course, there's nothing I can do about it afterwards. I have fined both Lawler and Valiant $500 for...
I mean, unfortunately, yeah, and I mean, it sounds like sweeping, but it's really not. It's just a fact, like... Unfortunately.
I assure you that it'll never happen again.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. We appreciate it. The word from Jerry Jarrett on the...
Well, one of the very first things I brought up when Raven came into VP's chat, and I had moderator, so I can bypass any filters and everything. The first thing I told her about him was that the police had found him in bed with a naked underage woman, which is the truth. But all he did was he sent laugh reacts to that.
Some of the language and actions that occurred out here a few moments ago between Jerry Lawler and handsome Jimmy Valiant. Again, to repeat, promoter Jerry Jarrett says both wrestlers...
I think the Thorpes are trying to get together a WrestleMania main evented by OPC Don versus Lalo, which I really feel like is more of a, co-main event, maybe. I feel like it needs something else.
Have been fined. Just to emphasize that is not tolerated by Jarrett West Wrestling.
Hey, Sawyer refused to tag up there.
I missed
Maybe
that.
I should box
Gilbert
Grace.
went over to tag him, and the referee says he came for a tag, and Sawyer says, I don't have to tag anybody.
Same height, same weight class.
Yeah, Terry is the one out here apologizing a few moments ago to Tommy Gilbert, and now he refuses the tag. Gilbert's still in there. Dromo not able to get the 3 count as yet, though. Big Bill Dromo makes the tag on his partner, Don Fargo. Fargo with a chop. Top of the boot. That's illegal. Gilbert. Fighting back. Big right hand.
Oh, look at this.
Momentum.
Once again, we have someone sitting in the chair as it's designed to do.
And he knocks Fargo off his feet. But Gilbert goes down to the mat, too. Fargo gets the tag on Dromo. And there it is again.
Who's
Tommy
jumping
Gilbert
on you?
goes for the tag, and Terry Sawyer turns and walks out of the corner. So Gilbert, taking a beating from both Dromo and Don Fargo, has to stay in there as Sawyer, for the second time, refuses the tag.
Really surprised at that, Dave. Terry, I know the heat's hot with Dromo and Fargo, but I'm surprised he won't step in the kitchen and help out a little bit.
That's indeed
Come
right.
on.
We've just passed the 8-minute mark of the match, and it's double team. Well, this Dromo, after he makes the tag, he is mighty slow about leaving that ring every time. Little applause for his partner, Don Fargo. Dromo steps in from outside. Gilbert having to fight them both by himself, but Terry Sawyer refused to involve himself.
You spent 17 years in prison? That's pretty badass.
Twice. Gilbert over to the corner. But Gilbert, understandably, takes a shot at Sawyer.
Prison
For the
clout.
third time, Sawyer refused to tag. Sawyer in there now. He slugs Gilbert. Dromo drops with the elbow. It's a cover. 1, 2, and a 3 count.
I don't know. I guess like my brain is just really good at separating the fact, like, because when we see him like in the house tours and stuff, I mean, at least I'm in a different mindset of versus like watching him perform versus the stuff where he's just like, you know, giving the home tour, appearing on the news. Like, I just feel like I can accept that Jerry Lawler is a terrible person, but still appreciate the wrestler. I don't know if that's a sociopath thing or what. Like, I honestly don't, I understand why they don't want to, like, feature or glorify Chris Benoit, but I really don't understand why they have to take his matches down and stuff like that, because that's just like, oh, well, we don't like this guy, so we're just going to take him out of the history books. Like, the history is filled with terrible people, like, just terrible, terrible people. Like, I don't know what good it does to hide his matches.
As Terry Sawyer, all of a sudden, midway through the match, decides he's not going to take the tag from Tommy Gilbert. Tommy was in there about 4 or 5 minutes of the 9. Look out, down here on the floor, Sawyer challenging Gilbert to come on out. Gilbert steps down onto the floor. Wisely, Tommy didn't slug him out here. That would have been a fine for Tommy had he hit him with the new rules in effect. 9:03 was the time of the match.
9 minutes and 3 seconds, and the official winners of the match will be Bill Dromo and Don Fargo. The official winners.
Like right now with Matt, I feel like we're getting like backstage Matt. You know, he's not in his, you know, he's not in performer mode.
Dromo and Fargo. It was a disappointment that. Yeah, hey Tommy.
Like how Grace and Ruby can be in chat together here, and it doesn't escalate. You know.
Now let's get it out. Just one. There you go, Luke. Thank you. Okay, coming to the ring right now, Steve Brody, Coco Ware. A couple of young fellas. Well, if we can get them separated here, we'll end up with the introduction. Okay, Dave?
Hey, Dave's
channel. It's going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing from Pompano Beach, Florida, 216 pounds, Steve.
What can you do though, Parbs? Like, what can you do about it? Like, the only thing you can do is just say, okay, well, anybody associated with that, we're gonna get rid of their shit or whatever. There wouldn't be anything left. Like, I get your frustration, but like, I don't know what solution there is. Either just to say like, I'm not gonna watch pro wrestling for this 40 years of existence, or you just try to like put it out of your mind and not think about it. I know that sounds really terrible, but.
And on the right of your screen, from Union City, Tennessee.
Like when I watch Superfly Snuka matches back at the during the arena days, like the Spectrum and Madison Square Garden, I never think about like that he murdered that lady. I don't ever think about that. But if I were to see, but like I know that he did. I feel like he did it, and I can feel like the guy was shitty. But like I just don't think about it when I'm watching him like jump off the cage.
215 pounds, Coco Ware. This match one fall, 10-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
I mean, listen to a shoot interview. I mean.
Okay, bell time. We're off and running in there. Steve Brody, Pompano Beach, Coco Ware.
Even if it was somebody who didn't mean to, like that was a rib in those days, like to. You know what I mean? It's saying it was a different time isn't it sweeping for it? It's pointing out that like, you know, times have changed. That's indicative of, you know, shifts in attitude since then. But that's all I don't really know what else to say other than like, it seems like if you're against that, which you should be, like it feels like we've somewhat righted from that, right? You don't hear about it that much anymore.
Union City, Tennessee. He is a stocky one, this Coco Ware. Boy, he is big through the arms and shoulders in there. His legs. You take a look at his thighs in there. He's muscular and really strong. Steve Brody taken down and rolled over, but right at the ropes, and it wasn't even necessary for referee Jerry Calhoun to say break it. Coco backed it up. Steve came right back to his feet again, and they're ready to tie it up in the center of the ring. But look at Brody ride with him till Coco.
The issue with that is that some people will, and you can find them very easily here on YouTube, will argue with you that those people are not, that would not make you a pedophile. They will make that argument, and you can find tons of videos about it on here. Plus, people cope like people hold other people to a different standard than they do themselves, or they're much easier to brush off like it was, a product of the time or whatever, if it's someone that they like versus someone that they want to see nailed to the wall.
Out in great shape and came through for a release on it from Steve Brody. One fall match, referee Jerry Calhoun, Coco eyeing him. Steve Brody.
Like, I'm not saying that it's right. That's just the way it is.
Angles, goes with a top wrist lock. Hanging on. Hey, but not for long as Coco Ware doubles it under, brings it up behind and a
Before the B, too, just Coco Ware.
hammer position. Brody moves down, beautiful. Hooked that leg and took him straight forward. Good move from Steve Brody on Coco Ware. Coco had made a great reversal himself, and then Brody, with that leg lock as he rolled down, hooked him and took him straight forward. They're back at it in the middle of the ring again, tied up.
If you want to see an interesting, separating how the extremes of separating art from artists, look up like the Lucifer Valentine. There's a bunch of documentaries about it, about what is your limit on what you're willing to accept might have happened in order for you to get the art that you're getting, I guess would be a good way to put it.
Shoulder. Now at arm's length. He's adding a little extra pain and sorrow on the wrist as he's busting that arm, that hand straight back. Coco reverses it, grabs Steve Brody. And Steve Brody taken down in the center of the ring. Some good solid wrestling action up there between a couple of youngsters who are just in there. Too much work in this one. They've been listening and breaking very quickly, and as a matter of fact, sometime when they realize they're tied in the ropes.
Doesn't he get into a tag team?
One time there, they broke before he even got into the area, really, to say tap him on the back or anything. So.
On the ropes, referee calls for a break, and Brody takes it right straight back. We're back to the center of the ring again. Relatively the same size. They've got good balance in there.
Yeah, 1 pound weight advantage.
A pattern of debauchery.
Steve Brody. And Coco Ware has been impressive in recent weeks. He's gaining experience quickly.
Standing side headlock. Brody trying to figure out how to get out. Oh, he tried to whop him off to the ropes in there.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Coco held on tight once again. He's hanging on to that standing side headlock. Brody finding out about those ears and all those kind of things. He'll be warm when he gets out of that one, I can tell you for a fact. Coco mares him straight over and down. A dandy.
Right.
He's got springs
Oh, my
in
internet
his
dropped.
leg. He really can get up in the
Slowing
air.
down.
3 drop kicks in a row. He goes in there for a cover. 1, 2, 3. Brody almost beat the count, Dave, on the kick out, but he was right in behind the 3rd count, and it is going to be a victory for Coco in there.
The 3 drop kicks in a row is what did it. That was able to... Coco was able to get the pin on him then in 5 minutes, 34 seconds of action. Good match.
Yes, sir, you better believe it. And both guys wrestled well in there. Brody ends up on the short side of it. He missed
Just
it.
say real quick, I want to apologize to all the fans out there because, like you said, when you lose your temper, you don't think about what you're saying. But I ain't
True.
apologizing to Valiant because he's a jerk, and anytime he wants to get me in the ring, he knows where he can find me.
Okay, fine. Let's get on to it. And get the introductions, and in whatever time we have left, we'll get the tag match underway, Davey.
This one goes to the expiration of time, introducing at a total of 501 pounds from Belfast, Ireland, the Kelly twins, Mike and Pat. Going against them in this match, a total of 458 pounds from Australia.
Ooh, the Kellys against Lawler and
Bill
Dundee.
From Memphis, Tennessee, the King, Jerry Lawler. This match to the expiration of time, referee Bill Mack.
Yeah, if we don't get the jackets off, we're not even going to get to start the opening bell until we get somebody out. Okay, it's Mike Kelly starting against Bill Dundee. We're ready for it.
I think we already saw. Well, we saw one of the Coco ones. I think in '86, him beating up a jobber.
Time's definitely a factor in this expiration of time match. But we're underway. Mike Kelly. Dundee back on the ropes. Referee Bill
Dundee, the
Mack.
fraud.
Whoa, Dundee.
Fraudulent apology.
Right into action.
And I want you to know, too, that I went into Ruby's chat and I saw that pervert Stevie, and I went right out. I was like, Stevie is a whisper baiter. He did not respond to me, though.
The bigger Kelly. Back in the corner. Dundee makes the tag, and the King in there against Mike Kelly. Mike back to his corner. He did not make a tag on his brother. So it's still Mike Kelly in there. Lawler off the rope. We only have about 1 minute left before our time expires, and we'll have to ring the bell.
1 minute.
Kelly's
1
now
minute.
make a tag. This will be Pat coming in.
Listen, guys, give us a good 90 seconds.
Hip throw by Kelly and Lawler on the mat. Referee Bill Mack starting the count. He's only able to get a 1 count though before Lawler can pull that right shoulder up. 1.5 minute left in our expiration of time.
Come on, Bill.
15 seconds left. Time running out. Oh, Kelly almost ran into a fist by Bill Dundee. He stopped. Lawler got him from behind. Time winded down, and there it is. The time has run out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, would have been nice to have a lot more time for the match, but we are, in fact, out of time.
Come
The bell
on,
has to be
man.
rung, and that is going to be it. A short match. Interesting, nonetheless, the action between the Kellys, Mike and Pat, Lawler and Dundee. Minute 36, time has run out.
Time has expired in there, and I'm very sorry we didn't get to see more of the Kellys against Lawler and Dundee. These Kelly boys have been impressive. We said that a little bit earlier, and obviously Lawler and Dundee know where it's all about when they get inside that ring. So it's going to end up in a draw as our time has expired, and we're going to be back.
Okay, the next episode is from I think it's February 11th of 1979. So they made this in an Oppo. Oh, wow, this looks
Remind you that
fantastic.
wrestling action is tomorrow night at the Mid-South Coliseum rather than Monday night. And one of the bouts is going to be Jerry the King Lawler going against the Universal Heartthrob Idol in a Canadian Lumberjack.
Shut up, Russell, when I talk, and the fan mail is rolling in, baby. Getting more fan letters. This time right now, Valentine's time. It's Santa Claus Day, Christmas time. And you know, one letter I got from a young, sexy ebony queen the other day, and she says, Austin, now you are truly the universal heartthrob, and baby, I want you to know something. There ain't no mountain high enough, and there ain't no valley low enough, baby. And you know there ain't no river wide
Stevie's
enough
a crook.
to keep me from getting to you. And you know I am the universal heartthrob, and those words are so fitting. They're so fitting for right now, because Jerry Lawler, that's just what I feel about you, baby. There's no way in hell that I'm not going to get to you tomorrow night. And I got my Lumberjacks right behind me, Canadian Lumberjacks right there.
Look at this
and every
crew.
time the coward, I already broke his hand. I put him in the hospital, internal injuries. And every time the coward tries to run on me, my Lumberjacks are going to be back there to whip him and lash him and beat him and bruise him and put him back in the idol's arms so I can squeeze him till his eyes pop out.
Austin, let me interrupt here just a second to say that the match that you're going with is a six-man match, not a six-man tag match. It is a Canadian Lumberjack. Now, the difference in that is that rather than throwing them back, these guys are going to be out there with belts.
That's right, baby. That's right, baby. This is the match I demanded. Jerry Lawler's been running scared. He's been asking for tag matches. He's been asking for six-man tag matches. He's refused to wrestle me in a single match. This is the way. I said, Lawler, if you want me in a single match, baby, this is the way you're going to get me. And every time you try to run, every time you try to hide, every time you try to creep out, baby, people are going to be behind you. We're going to lash him. We're going to whip him.
When is we won't get to see the Lumberjack match. It'll be on at the arena.
Okay, well, don't forget, there
I
are
assume.
Lumberjacks around there, and the same thing apply. Come on, Don, now, for crying out loud. There'll be lumberjacks around there who'll be taking care of Austin Idol exactly the same way. Anybody that goes out will not be thrown back in, but will be whipped till they get back in that ring. You better believe it may be a little more healthy in the ring than it's going to be outside. We're ready for
I kind of like that there's some imperfections in like the artifacting and stuff, because it hasn't really impacted in my enjoyment of the show. It's like just infrequent enough to be a little bit keynote.
More wrestling action. Let's throw it back to Dave and get that action going. Big tag match.
Match coming up. Tag
Matt
team match,
versus Stevie boxing match.
Coming in. We're just over there a few minutes ago and heard from a few words from him. Here comes another one right here.
How long do I think Jeremy would last on a chainsaw? I mean, he doesn't really look, he just seems kind of normal to me as far as like his physical abilities. So, I mean, I would hope he could be at least moderately effective with a chainsaw, I would hope. Like an average level of chainsaw ability. I don't think he would be like comically bad, like trip and fall and saw himself in half or something.
In the area is Tommy Gilbert. And
boy, I love the makings of this match, Dave. The Assassins again.
I know, he's probably in Ruby's ear all the time, whispering sweet little nothings.
Placed wrestlers, and Gilbert and Gibson ought to be a dandy. And here also coming out,
Gorgeous George Jr. Yeah. All right, his team climbing up onto the ring apron right now.
His big team.
I reckon he could do an average chainsaw.
With the introductions for the match, again, one fall, 15-minute time limit match. And from parts unknown at a total weight of 500.
Hey, I swear, this is how... Whenever Bethadone sent me the screenshot of the conversation with her mom, she had the pictures of her and Grace like this up on the screen, like with just the, like, combined them into one picture. Like for the face-off.
The Assassins, number 1 and number 2. Going against them at a total of 447 pounds. From Lexington, Tennessee, Tommy Gilbert. And from Pensacola, Florida, Robert Gibson. One fall, 15-minute time limit match. Referee is Paul Morton.
Okay, we're about ready for it. The jackets, robes come off, and action will be getting underway in this one.
Look, there's the picture of them side by side.
We're starting with the smaller assassin, the one that goes in and around.
Wow.
The other one goes a little better than 300 pounds, Davey.
I tell you, they are huge.
Yeah, they are big. And you know, the amazing thing is the way they move for big guys, too. I'll tell you. They not only will hurt you, they'll wrestle your shoes right off, too. Robert Gibson, a guy that can stay in there with him, is in there with him. Tommy Gilbert from the outside, and the assassin number 2 on this side of the ring. In their corner, Gorgeous George Jr.
Gorgeous George Jr.
Gibson slam back into the turnbuckle. Whip across the ring. Gibson up and over and slides right out of the assassin. Goes underneath. Big drop kick into the rope. Beautiful arm drag. Took him over and down. And Robert Gibson, unfortunately, couldn't keep him away from the corner. There is a tag, and the larger of the two assassins makes his first appearance in the ring. Robert ties up with him, but is rushed back to the rope as that 300 pounds plus leans on him. Tommy Gilbert moving away with that forearm, standing side headlock. Referee Paul Morton checking to be sure. Look at the assassin take him down. Rolls him one. Took him right into a pin position. Tommy kicked his feet.
Now, Paul Morton seems like a professional to me.
Tommy Gilbert's right shoulder goes up on a count of 2. Tommy holding on to the side headlock on the mat, but the assassin continues to roll him into position. That time the left shoulder came up. The assassin trying to make a tag on his partner. Not quite close enough. There's a tag, but the referee down checking the count on it. Did not see him standing on the bottom rope when he made the tag.
Oh, I think there's a lot of different angles to think about with all of the like Elite 8 matchups.
However, it goes across as a legal tag, and the other assassin takes over. Tommy
takes
Gilbert
over.
now. Well,
I can't wait to see Tony Yeoman. I miss him. I haven't seen him for a minute.
Straight back.
Tatted Preach.
And he's reaching around. Looks like a handful of hair to me. The referee saying, watch it, watch
That
it,
hoe,
watch
the
it.
Methadone clinic.
Wrist lock, tag, and the other big assassin. Bigger, not big. They're both big. Gilbert, once again, taking off his feet. Referee saying, watch the use of spreading those fingers out.
Watch the fingers,
Like
ref.
from here, he used a handful of hair as his leverage. Robert Gibson, at this point, what has got to be a mile away as far as Tommy's concerned. He's got the man, beautiful. With the leg, he takes him over and down. Trying to roll him back, but he'll never get it out of that way. Tommy had other ideas, and that's to get a pin, but he can't even do that
Total
at the
scorched earth.
We're about 3.5 minutes into action in this one fall 15-minute time limit bout.
I really do like it. For a while, I used to have before my old computer broke down, I had an old-timey TV background because we were having so many copyright problems, but then I just figured out to pre-screen them, and that solved all that. But it was kind of cool watching the old, all the artifacting on, like, an old-school TV, like, overlay.
3.5 minutes pass. As Tommy Gilbert getting closer to the corner, makes the tag on Robert Gibson. Pensacola, Florida product comes into a standing side headlock. He's thrown off. Sullivan takes him down. And once again, Robert, with good dead aim, puts the assassin off his feet twice in a row into a standing side headlock. Tag on the partner.
House code enjoyer, yeah.
Tag on Tommy Gilbert. Good solid balance.
I put that on after I take a shower and I go out and get high. Well, I mean, I'm always getting high, but part of my nighttime wind down.
And with that reverse face lock, Gilbert tying him up on that chin lock and tags Robert Gibson. Here comes Robert in with a flat of the foot, goes for a cover one. That's all.
Perhaps, though, Methadone would be better served by channeling her rage into content versus taunting the crowd. You know what I mean? Isn't that what Gorilla Monsoon would always say? Should focus on the match, not on the crowd.
Standing side headlock, but he's taken off in a hurry. With a
Oh, yeah, I've seen
shoulder.
some of them, Matt.
Robert kicked in the back by the other assassin. Caught coming off the rope, slips him, pushes him to the rope. But holding on is the assassin. Gibson goes, misses the elbow, does the assassin. Wow, what action, Davey.
Oh, I tell you, great balance by Robert Gibson. That's one way you can overcome size. And, of course, that's what they have to do, overcome the size of the assassins. Gibson looking very good in here.
And they were reversing advantage. Bang, bang, bang. Right now, the assassin, with the definite advantage, drops with that big leg and then tightens up on that bar.
Come on,
right
buddy.
at the shoulder. The assassin with Robert Gibson on the canvas.
Feels like this is just taking place on like some cosmic.
Trying to encourage him to hop it up. It's not
That
easy
background
when you've got
fucking with me.
300 pounds holding you down. Ooh, big forearm right in the back. And again, referee saying, back up, let him off the ropes. So the assassin says, here's a way, I'll pull him off the ropes.
You're bringing back mankinis.
Puts that front face lock on him, but a tag to Tommy Gilbert. And here comes Tommy. He's using it a flat of the foot.
Fan favorite, Freddie.
And Tommy missing. Catches his knee on that second turnbuckle, and his midsection went over the top one. Tough slip. Gilbert down.
Rare that Tommy makes that kind of mistake, but he
And look, did you see it? The guy sitting in the chair again.
Big double elbows. There's a drop with one, maybe one. Nope. Look at Gilbert kick out of there. We've often said when he gets hurt, he gets his most strength and energy to go. Tommy now coming back.
It is really fucking with me, the elbow.
The assassin tag on
I kind of like it, though.
just shot to the midsection.
We've just passed 6.5 minutes.
Feels like we're watching
6.5
TV on like a
minutes gone in this
UFO.
one fall 15-minute time limit. Up in the air, and the atomic knee drop. Bam. Big elbow. Here's a cover. Could be it. 1, 2, but Gilbert saves it. Kicks his way out. Needs a tag right now on Robert Gibson. But the assassins get the tag rather than Gilbert.
We'll have to see if Dave's channel makes it into Boyd Watch Live this week, too.
Looked more like a jab to the throat right there. There's a cover, count of 1. And once again, Tommy Gilbert comes out at the count of 2.
He needs to get the tag on Robert Gibson. He's been in there a long
You better
time.
believe that. Big body slam followed by the elbow, count of 1. And
This is a weird. This whole thing is just so
Saved it for
weird to
his
me.
team, the crowd trying to help him get out of trouble.
It's that pink background and then all the artifacting is just really messing with
Over
me.
and down. Side suplex on Gilbert. The assassin still couldn't get him. Tommy brought over.
I'd say it's
Thrown
the
over by
source,
ring apron in there.
like the VHS tape of whoever recorded this off
Referee backs
TV.
him up, so Tommy has a chance to work away from the ropes. And Tommy with a solid shot to the midsection. But he has the assassin between him and Robert Gibson, and that's where he needs to get. He's working at it. He does. Here comes Robert, swinging that forearm. Beautiful drop kick from Robert Gibson. Going after the assassin, picks him up. Goes for a body slam, and not an easy guy to slam. 1, 2. The other assassin in, drops down on him with that headbutt, spears him with that head. And Gibson picked up in the air, dropped down across the ring.
That'll
Look
do
at
it.
that head spear right off the turnbuckle.
You could count to 100.
Could be 3, that's it. What a combination.
4K VHS. That sounds like some Vinny Slugga level collecting.
A lot of size. Unbelievable speed for the size the Assassins have. And combine it with the ability to be able to wrestle and not afraid to bend the rules. And they got a tough team.
Well, they sure do. 8 minutes, 51 seconds was the time on it. They were going against a couple of guys that are tough to pin.
Look how
but,
close
they
they're
got
sitting.
Gilbert and Gibson gave them a whale of a battle.
Duranda
As we expected.
style.
As a matter of fact, there was one point in there almost a 3 count, but they almost won't get it.
That's right.
Takes all full 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. So the Assassins come up. The time again, 8:51, Dave, right? Okay, we've got more wrestling action for you. We're going to be looking at the Mongolian Stomper coming up.
Ooh.
We alluded to just a moment ago, one of the masterminds of
Wow, he
wrestling.
just
Coming up in just action, we alluded
Oh my
to just a
gosh.
moment. Looking
How
at
cool
the
is that?
time again, 8:51, Dave, right? Okay, we've got more wrestling action for you. We're going to be looking at the Mongolian Stomper coming up in just
action. We alluded to just a moment ago, one of the masterminds of wrestling, Gorgeous George Jr. Want to grab that mic over there, George?
Oh, yeah. Lance, it's really great to be back here again. I'd like to say hi to all you people here in the studio and all you wonderful people out there in TV land. I have, of course, you see behind me the 8th wonder of the world, the Mongolian Stomper, and action speaks louder than words, so at this time, let's put a little bit of VTR on, let the folks, I want to share this with you people out there.
Gorgeous George
he wearing?
presenting the Mongolian Stomper.
Sitting back, relaxing, listening to
What in
some
the world?
soft music. I would like to take this opportunity to
I think I've
show
seen
you
this
people
movie.
the greatest, the most impressive person in the whole wide world, the Mongolian Stomper.
The Mongolian Stomper, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 272 pounds, one of the most powerful wrestling machines in the sport today. After being discovered in his native Mongolia, his wrestling career began when he was taken to Europe. After a 3-year period of touring European rings, he was brought to the United States where he became an overnight star. because of his moody attitude.
Hey, Vinny just likes to interact the way he likes to interact. We shouldn't judge him for it.
Unpredictable habits. His contract has been carried by no less than
That's the
4
Mongolian
managers.
Stomper, yeah.
It seems as though his greatest achievements have been under the watchful eye of Gorgeous George Jr., who is currently handling the affairs of the Mongolian.
Let's see some stomping. His music is crazy. It's so good. Oh man, this music hits. Man. Yeah, welcome back, buddy. It sounds like the kind of music you play if you were chasing someone around
now
the
you will
streets
see
of
one of the
New
reasons
Haven.
why. Before you is one of professional wrestling's
Oh my
strongest
God,
men,
yes.
Joe LeDuc. Witness what happens when the concrete block balanced on his head is smacking strongest. See one of the reasons why. Before you is one of professional wrestling's strongest men, Joe LeDuc. Witness what happens when the concrete block balanced on his head is smashed by the Stomper. Now watch as Gorgeous George Jr. breaks a block on the head of the Mongolian.
Man, this music's got me hyped.
Let's take a look at that once again in slow motion. It takes a powerful man to stand up under that kind of blow.
My God.
Although it would be impossible to list all the championships won by the Stomper throughout his career, a partial list would read like this: Central States Champion, Texas State Champion, North American Heavyweight Champion, Canadian Champion, Southeastern Champion, and many more. It has been said the Stomper may hold more belts than any man in the history of the sport. Big, strong, skillful, and cunning make the Mongolian Stomper a hard man to put down.
Man, this music is relentless.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Some wonderful moments in my life and now in your life. The man, the eighth wonder of the world, the Mongolian Stomper.
There it is
holds
again.
more world titles than any 10 professional wrestlers today. We'll see you at ringside.
Well, there's no question about it. He is an incredible mountain of strength.
Like I said, Mr. Russell, action speaks louder than words, so at this point, I think we'll step right into the ring. Thank you.
Gorgeous George Jr. presenting the Mongolian
It looked a
Stomper.
little
They're
shady
heading to the
to me,
ring right
but-
now. For our next bout on
Figure they know what
championship
they're doing.
wrestling action in here, Davey.
This is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match, introducing at 230 pounds from Dyersburg, Tennessee, Jerry Barber. And going against him from Mongolia,
Oh, boy.
274 pounds, the Mongolian Stomper. This match, one fall, 15-minute time limit, referee Jerry Calhoun. Stomper, of course, with
Boris
George
Zukov wore one of those for a while in AWF, I think.
Jr. in his corner.
And lots of muscle. Boy, he is incredible. Referee telling Gorgeous George Jr. to be sure he stays in that chair down
This
there.
guy's great.
The Mongolian Stomper with an unusual headgear. We're ready.
Jerry Barber with his work cut out for him today. The Stomper. Stomper puts Barber into the rope.
Filipino
Barber came
Stomper.
off of there with a forearm.
Oh,
Barber on the offensive.
come on,
Take
Barber.
control of the match early. He puts the Stomper into the turnbuckles, follows in too quickly, and the Stomper got him with the boots. Barber whipped into the rope.
Oh, Mongolian chop. Mongolian throat thrust.
Into the ropes again, this time boot to the midsection by the Stomper.
Man.
Oh, a body slam and a vicious body slam by the Stomper. Stomper Lawler with a punishing hold on Jerry Barber.
Jerry Barber. Come on, Barber.
Stomper's got the sleeper. His version of the sleeper hold. He had the pressure points, but he had them in a way different than you usually see most wrestlers use the sleeper hold. They usually use it with
that kick just looks like he kicks the shit out of
the
him.
entire arm. He was just using it with his hands only. And he had him wrapped around there.
It's
and,
like Gunther.
He got the sleeper hold on Jerry Barber. Stomper and Gigi, Gorgeous George, headed back for the dressing area.
Gigi is right.
This guy is in such incredible physical condition, the Stomper. He is, you know, it's like, you know, if he's against the
That
world,
guy
it's
hurt
almost a
my ear.
mismatch in the Stomper's favor, man. He is something else. He comes out victorious over Jerry Barber, who had the problem of facing him in 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Do you think it's rude in that kind of situation? Like, especially if it's just a job guy or a mid-card guy and they're, like, selling on the way out of the ring. If they're going slow, do you think it's appropriate to yell, like, to tell them to get out of the ring, like, to hurry up?
And we're going to be looking at more wrestling action for you coming up right after we take time out for this. Jerry the King Lawler coming in with friends, and we want to talk to Jerry about the action tomorrow night, not Monday night. We're wrestling Sunday night right there in the Mid-South Coliseum. Jerry,
come on, ref, get him out of here.
You did say with friends, didn't you? Because,
yes.
you know, I saw Idol's interview, so I wanted to show him a little bit of what he is in store for. I heard him say last week, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Well, take a look right here behind me.
Take a look at the gander.
What's in store for you tomorrow night, Mr. Austin
You think
Idol?
that's rude?
Who do you have? The Assassins and
it's really
Condrey
funny
and
to me
Carson
for
out here
some
with the
reason.
belts. Well, those aren't going to be the only Lumberjacks down there tomorrow night.
He was
Robert
fucked up, man.
Fuller is going to be here.
He's like rubbing his ear.
Bill Dundee, Jimmy Golden, and Tommy Gilbert, and every one of them is going to have a big, nice leather strap in their hand. And in case there's any misunderstanding
Come on, ref, get Barber out of here.
whatsoever, you know, I want to
scrape him up off the mat.
The record straight. I want to make things clear. Austin Idol comes out here and he tells everybody he wanted this match, that he wanted a single match with me. Yeah. You know how much he wanted a single match with me. We've waited weeks and weeks to get this match. We had to go through 4-man tags, then 6-man tags. And to be perfectly honest with you, the only way they were able to sign this single match is the promotion finally went to Austin Idol. You know this to be a fact. Right. They said, Austin Idol, if you don't wrestle Jerry Lawler in a single match, you've wrestled your last match in Memphis, Tennessee. True. That's the only way he agreed to wrestle in this match. So now, Mr. Idol, you can stand out here and tell everybody how brave you are, when in fact we've seen more guts on the skeleton than you've got, and we're going to prove it down there tomorrow night, Austin Idol. Let me take another minute to explain this match. I don't know if he knows what he's in for, because I've been in one. You remember Joe LeDuc? That's one thing I learned from Joe LeDuc, was about a lumberjack, Canadian lumberjack match. I've been in one, brother. What happens is when the going gets too hot and heavy in the ring and you want to go out and take a rest, take a breather outside the ring, you're going to run into 8 gentlemen like this with straps in their hand, and every one of these guys have promised me, Austin Idol, they've promised me that when you come out there,
if Fuller?
You come and stand on that floor for 10 seconds, when you get back in that ring, your mother won't recognize
That's
you. That's
Fuller, Golden, and who's the other guy?
So come on down there, Austin Idol. I know what he's thinking. I want you to just feel that for a second, Lance. Just feel that, baby. Let me tap that.
Wow.
Come on down there, Austin Idol, tomorrow night, because we got a little surprise in store for you. If this gets too hot for you in the ring and you want to take a little breather, well, we got something for you outside the ring. One way or the other, it's not going to be a fun night for Austin Idol.
Let me see if Bethadone responded yet. Her response will dictate how many minutes she gets on Break Watch.
Everybody's heard of the old belt line. Well, we're going to send Austin Idol through the belt line tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll be looking for it down there. Bell time is 8 o'clock, and you'll see that Canadian lumberjack match coming up when Austin Idol and Jerry the King Lawler meet.
With Bill's help in there, the way we plan to carry it to him, Carson, I don't know how much y'all been working out on your wrestling. You've been thinking...
Hold on, hopefully Paro cuts a promo like this because he has to beat Mark's 3 favorite e-girls to win the belt. That's just to get to the finals. He's got to go through them. Then he's got to beat whoever's coming from the other side.
Street fight. Well, son, it's wrestling.
And there are
time now,
e-girls over
and that's
there
what
as
we're gonna
well.
be doing
VP,
tomorrow afternoon. We're
Ruby.
gonna see how tough you boys are as champions.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, is going to be the action at the Coliseum. Good luck to you in the
bet.
challenge. That'd
Thank
be
you,
great to
Lance.
get him right back again.
It sure will. We're
No,
gonna
you
get
know it
right.
would be really funny, like when Darby takes that ladder flip to the outside, if you just went, why?
Back to
Okay, Robert Fuller,
warm up tonight.
Jonesboro for the superstar.
For what
Okay.
reason?
I'll tell you what, that's going to be an exciting tag team. And Brother Carson, Brother Conrad, better watch their P's and Q's if they
Brother
expect
Conrad.
it's going to be all that easy. Alrighty, I think we're ready for wrestling action. Dave, we can get the introductions on this particular one as we've got an expiration time single match coming up.
Introducing in this expiration of time match from Bolivar, Tennessee, at 206 pounds, Roger Howell. And on the left
Roger
of the screen,
Howell, wasn't he
from
on the
St.
SS
Petersburg,
Minnow?
Florida, 227 pounds, Buzz Sawyer. This match will be to the expiration of time, referee Paul Morton.
Bell time.
I mean, Paro is in the Elite Eight. That's pretty wild considering how crazy the competition is in B bracket. I mean, I think he's had a pretty phenomenal run. Everybody, I feel like. You've had to beat 3 other Boyd, entities to make it to this point.
Sawyer against Roger Howell.
Do a kickflip.
Sawyer, Howell's shoulders almost down. Roger back on his feet. Leg drop, put Sawyer down. Roger trying to get his weight over the shoulders and hold Sawyer down so the referee could start to count on him, but he was not able to
What
do
was
it
the
long
other
enough.
guy's name?
There's Roger again, going for the cover.
Howell, Roger Howell. Let's go, Howell.
Roger Howell gets the head scissors. Buzz Sawyer trying to kick his way out of it.
Come on, Howell.
And Sawyer does get out of the head
Oh,
scissors.
Thurston Howell. There we go.
1 minute gone. Again, this match is expiration of time. We'll wrestle as long as there's time remaining. Then, when time does run out, we'll add up the number of falls each man has won. The one that's got the most wins the match. Roger Howell. Oh, little reverse action there. Sawyer drops him to the mat. Bar on the left arm of Roger Howell by Buzz Sawyer.
E-girl gauntlet.
Howell off his feet again. Sawyer still got the hold.
On the other side, you still have VP, The Heathen, Vinny Slugga, Ruby Spacek, Ben Thorpe, Luke West, Jedi Joy, and the world teacher, James Edward Holden. Plenty of non-e-girls involved.
Paul Morton there checking for a possible submission, but there is none. Reversal.
What do I think about Leo Rush's gimmick? I've only saw like a few still pictures on community pages. I haven't actually seen it yet. I'm only up to 2019 AEW actually watching it.
Shoulders rolled out on
I'm
the mat.
slowly catching up.
But only a 2 count, and Roger Howell still hanging on to his hold that he's got on Buzz Sawyer. Howell puts a little heat on. Sawyer powers his way out of the hold and drops Roger Howell to the mat. Now it's Buzz Sawyer, bar on Roger Howell's left arm. 2 minutes, 45 seconds into the action.
So we're checking out. Oh, I'll probably check it out at some point.
Howell still got the headlock. Sawyer fires him into the ropes. Howell steps over, coming off of there. Drop kick and a good one. Oh, Howell misses a drop kick. Buzz Sawyer just walked away from it as Howell was in the air, round behind him.
Whoa, man, he took a moon ride.
As Howell was in the air, round behind him.
Oh, man.
Boy, he jammed.
Am I crazy, or was that like a? He really got him up for that.
Sawyer just walked away from it as Howell was in the air, round behind him.
Took him completely out of the frame.
Away from it as
Brother couldn't even hold frame against that suplex. Oh my God!
Away from it as Howell was in the air, round behind him.
Woo. I was gonna say that better be it.
That was going to be it when Roger Howell hit the mat there. Because Sawyer just powered him down.
That was high angle.
19 seconds.
3 minutes, 19 seconds, and
Love
Roger
to see
Howell
it.
driven in there with that suplex. We've got more action. Is this will be
Somebody.
Hey, come on.
Then you got another
What?
thought.
Action. Is this will be
Somebody.
Hey, come on.
Then you got another thought coming. Hey, hold it a minute. Let me have one of those right up there. I want the winner
What's
of that
with the
last
glove?
ball right there.
Buzz Sawyer is the winner, but you're not scheduled in
I
here.
don't care. I'm going to beat somebody today.
Yeah, well, you and Dennis go out. Roger Howell is hopping out. Sawyer said, come on. He is looking for, I guess, an opportunity.
So that's Dennis Condrey, and what's this guy's name?
Okay, that's all right with me.
Get him, Danny. I want you to watch his poetry in action right here. Don Carson is poetry in action. Watch the man right here. Watch him.
Buzz Sawyer in there with Don Carson. Buzz had gotten a fall over Roger Howell, and Carson insists on beating somebody. He may
Man,
not
he
find it
clipped
that
him.
easy with this young fella.
Come
That
on, Don.
suplex.
I'm going to tell you, Don Carson, baby, is poetry in action.
Look at the action. I see him busted down by Sawyer. Uh-oh.
Look at here. Look at right here. Come on, Johnny. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Don Carson with Buzz Sawyer in there. As
Don Carson.
Yeah, I saw a big knee to the midsection as Buzz comes down. Buzz, Dave said, bring it on. He wanted some of Carson. There's a chance to build his reputation with the reputation that Carson and Condrey have. He invited Carson into the ring.
Ruby cut a big promo in a message to me the other day where she was like all full of attitude. It was great.
But the young fella may have bitten off more he could chew here, having already wrestled one fall with Roger Howell. Carson over by the ropes. As Buzz Sawyer comes
Get
in
that
there,
referee out of here.
Carson comes up off the floor, and he nails Sawyer hard, right smack on the button with that glove. 2, 3.
Man.
And Buzz Sawyer, who was a little too anxious, Dave, I think, he met the busting right hand of Don Carson that came in. Yeah, I saw your man over here with that protective
Oh, like the
glove that
bleach
he's
blonde?
got. It's
Cody
great.
Rhodes.
I noticed that you had to use that
What a look.
injured right hand in there, Don Carson, in order to get the guy. Yeah, never touched him with it in there. I also want to say that Buzz Sawyer had already wrestled a tough fall before he ever climbed in the ring with you, and you end up taking advantage of it.
Wait a minute. Have you ever
Hold
been in
on,
the
let me
ring with
see
Robert
here.
Fuller?
No, I've never been in the ring with Robert.
Let me tell you something. You don't want to.
No, I tried.
Don't want to.
Let me tell you
something. You
don't want me getting in there
Here's Don Carson. And right there is Dennis Condrey. And tomorrow, they challenged us for our titles.
That's right.
We are the champions, right, Dennis?
That's right. Hand the belt right here.
We are the champions, right?
We are the Southern champions as of today, right here on TV.
Yeah, they were pretty over here, Condrey and Carson, from what I'm reading here. And then he teamed with, yeah.
We are the champions. We will remain the champions in Memphis, Tennessee.
Then he teamed with, yeah.
Hey, when we talk, you shut up.
You'd look like a complete lunatic if your hair was that color.
Yeah, take your belts, please.
It would be hilarious, but I mean, you'd look like
We're
a.
gonna take time out, and we're gonna be back.
Like you got electrocuted or something. Oh, is that it? Oh, I guess that's it. I like how the recommended videos after are for another Memphis show. Some kind of a ghost thing, and then Ben Thorpe arguing with a guy in a bathtub. All right, well, I guess that's it. That's the end of the episode. Mullet Mania for sure. All right, well, I'm going to go. I will be back in an hour for Boit Watch Live. But thank you for hanging out for Memphis Wrestling. I'll pull, like, the next set of episodes will be the next 3 I can find chronologically, but I have no idea which ones those are going to be. But if you're just here for wrestling, I'll be back Tuesday for XPW, and then again on next Friday for Memphis in the Morning. But otherwise, I'll be back in an hour for Boit Watch Live. But thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.